Internet hello and welcome to OKLCS Season 4, Week 1. This is our first stream of the season. I'm Alex, HNA22, and I'm joined today by a guest shoutcaster. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Beniona. I'm the top laner for Team Sky Zero, and I'm going to be doing the color casting today.
Yeah, so we are going to start off OKL Season 4 with the Diamond Cap stream. Just for anyone coming in who doesn't know what OKLCS is, if you're familiar with the LCS, they have 10 teams who play each other weekly. We don't have that many. We have 8 teams in Diamond Capped, we have 8 teams in Platinum Capped, and I think 11 in Gold Capped, if I'm not mistaken. They'll be playing each other once a week in a single round robin format, and that culminates in playoffs at the end of the season. Each of the series is best of 3, similar to how LCS does it, and yeah, that's basically how it works. So we have our 4 Diamond Cap games here for you tonight. We'll start off today with 50 Shades of Mosier versus Sid in the Slots, and we'll get that underway for you right now. And here we go. We're going to get into game and not delay any further.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game because it is 50 Shades versus Sid in the Slots. They're the defending champions from last season of OKLCS, and it also has in the Slots has 3 members from so it's more like they're the true 50 Shades team, but versus the
50 Shades of Mosier has Chris Mosier, yep. So you can't really take that away from him.
It is definitely an exciting opening to the OKLCS.
Yeah, but 50 Shades of Mosier coming back with basically rebuilding the entire team around the one remaining member, Chris Can't Miss. Like you said, 3 of his teammates went off and made their own team. Clutch in the top lane, Biscuit in AD carry, and Oblivious at support.
So straight off the bat, we see Sid in the Slots team has a pretty strong invade with the gold card, with the Thresh Hook, with the lockdown from Maokai, and we see 50 Shades ready to counter the invade with a good stack. They have really good AoE damage and they have good defensive through Caitlyn, through Gragas, through Jarvan. Every single member has good AoE, so that's why you don't see Sid in the Slots go too deep here on the invade.
Really good stack by them. Just anticipate that potential for invade.
We do see a Wukong jungle against a Gragas. So Wukong jungle has pretty high damage gains on lanes with CC. So Sid in the Slots has a lot of CC to set up the Wukong, but he has really low health clear compared to the Gragas.
Yeah, it's also really slow.
Yeah,
isn't
it's I think I don't know the exact clear speed comparison, but I do know like if we just farm it out, we'll find Wukong at a disadvantage. So it's on Sid in the Slots to make a lot of plays early game to get that ball rolling. So yeah.
Got a leash onto his blue buff while Crazy Clown and Gragas started on the Raptors.
Gonna be matching each other in the jungle. They should end up benefiting the Gragas player, because if you just match tanks as a tank into a carry jungle, you should be able to pull an advantage just through outscaling them and being more useful in a team fight. Even though Wukong will be jumping on your carries, a good position Gragas ult can stop that from turning too nasty.
Plus, Janna against Wukong is really quite effective. Comes in with a Cyclone, you just boot him back out with your Monsoon.
Yeah.
Two hit by both bottom lanes, but there's a hook, lands onto Gabby, gets flayed back. There's the Howling Gale, knocks at Biscuit, he's exhausted. Gabby has to back himself away, puts the shield onto Emma Hudson, and they trade Gabby's health bar for Biscuits.
That's already an exhaust down in the bottom lane. Just having that chunk early, we might see Biscuit come by from Seismic.
Seismic just now getting onto his red buff. He finished it off, and actually he will get his second buff before Crazy Clown does. Crazy Clown going for more of the full clear. Oh, a hook lands onto Emma Hudson, plays him back the other way. Good Howling Gale knocks out both members of Sid in the Slots bottom lane, and that'll be the disengage.
So really interesting to see here. Seismic full on mana but lower on health. Crazy Clown running low on those resources, but he did pick up his blue buff. So we do see the Gragas jungle has 3 more camps by now, and Seismic is opting for that farming route.
Interesting that we see Clutch playing Maokai, because he was notorious last season for not being a tank player in the top lane.
Yeah, opting more for the Sway and case, or for the sometimes he plays Singed, but it was even more of a carry style with the stacking all those dark seals and then constantly roaming on it.
He's a Swain, he played the Jace, and now he's playing Maokai.
Kinda hard to not want to play Maokai when it's like ridiculously strong both as a flex pick and as just that rock that is really hard to get rid of in top lane. You'll see just you don't have to win lane as hard on Maokai. So yeah, it is not towards Clutch style, but it's good to see him adapting and picking that up.
So not a whole lot's gonna happen. Clutch starting to have the wave push into him. He's falling a little bit behind. He's actually gonna get flagged and dragged by Slappy. He twisted advances way back to tower, knocks him away with the Arcane Smash. Got those corrupting potion stacks running.
Yeah, really good disengage there from Clutch, making sure that he does get the knock away from him, as opposed to in between the tower.
Uh-oh, but here comes the dive. Crazy Clown, he charges it up. The body slam is available. Twisted Advance already used. There's the body slam after flag and drag. First blood goes over to Crazy Clown. Slappy, will he make it out in time? Yes, he will. Doesn't take that extra tower shot. First blood over to 50 Shades of Mosher. And here we go. Howling Gale comes across. Oblivious catches Death Sentence onto Gabby. He throws back the Dark Passage. Biscuit taking a lot of damage, but putting a lot back onto Gabby. Gabby going very low. Play comes back up. Flash away from Gabby. Oblivious takes the tower shot. Exhaust goes down to Emma Hudson. And they're trading auto attacks back and forth. Emma Hudson throws at the Pilt over Peacemaker. Straight down the middle. In the back. Clutch is teleported back to lane just to get ganked once again. Nobody goes down but Gabby and Emma Hudson bleeding red health bars.
Both sides really hesitant to commit more because they both still have heal. And it's really important to note that that exhaust being down from earlier is what allowed the Sid in the Slots ball lane to take advantage right there. Talking about that top lane dive, Jarvan had to flash away in order to not take a tower shot, so he does opt for the flash in order to maintain his snowball advantage, but we might see that get punished by the Wukong and the CC from the knock later in the game.
Seismic is looking bottom lane for just the dive onto Gabby with how low he is. But Seismic doesn't have a whole lot of HP. He's really actually only level 4, so he can't tank a whole lot. Charging up the Howling Gale.
Oh, Howling Gale's down. That might mean that this dive goes well. We see Twisted
yeah,
Fate.
here we go.
He is
Destiny
six.
is popped. He's coming in behind Gabby and Emma Hudson. Flash for the gold card. Here goes Seismic. Picks up a kill into Gabby. Emma Hudson will die as well. There's the dark passage. Pulls Shack Daddy out to safety. Excellently, well executed dive by Sid in the Slots.
Yeah. So really well, good tower juggling there from Sid in the Slots team. They picked it up with their bot laners first because they do know that the Wukong is kind of has to go a little bit deeper, and since he has lower health on the clear, like we talked about. But I just want to talk about the CS lead. So we have top laners pulled a manageable CS lead even before the gank happened, and we have seen that TP committed in order to have a little bit more lane pressure for the Maokai to catch back up. And then we see the Gragas, which was just able to out clear and have a relatively about the same impact gain on the top lane dive.
Yeah, and think about how much time Seismic spent down there just sitting there waiting for Shack Daddy to come down with the Destiny. He's actually 2 levels down to Crazy Clan right now.
So even though they did pick up a double kill, you'll still see the 500 gold lead towards 50 Shades.
But here comes Oblivious. He flashes away from the body slam. Crazy Clown looking for it. He has the explosive cast played backwards. He's gonna get slowed up by that one. He pulls himself to the Scuttle Crab. Nice escape.
Really well done there. It's really good that he flashed early because Crazy Clown still does have his flash and could have committed the flash.
Shack Daddy coming forward.
Flash out of respect.
Chris can't miss. He's gonna get stunned up. Seismic doesn't have the Cyclone available. Shockwave pulls them back away. Chris can't miss is here. Oblivious looking for it. Slappy comes around the backside. Here's Crazy Clown as well. It's a 3v3. That's a great Cataclysm. Catches 2 members. He kills off Seismic already. Shack Daddy is now running for his life, but he won't be able to do it. Oblivious, the only last member. Nobody gets explosive cast back out after the flash from Crazy Clown, and Oblivious is now probably gonna go down. Crazy Clown on a killing spree.
Dang. Slappy and Crazy Clown coming up big there, as well as the really well placed Shockwave from Chris. All the flashes are down now from after that play. That was really that's quite a lot.
I think a lot of that has to do with the level discrepancy between Seismic and Crazy Clown. You don't have the base stats. You didn't have your ultimate.
Yeah. Seismic can't match those kind of plays. He's just gonna get punished way harder. Wukong will just jump in there and just die along inside of it.
And that is Tower First Blood over to 50 Shades of Mosher after a nicely played
Really
skirmish in the mid lane. Yeah.
That's a 3k gold lead at 8 minutes 30 seconds. Pretty nice. And then we do see the Caitlyn Janna pressuring the tower now. She crashes in the lane. Oh.
Here comes the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, lands onto Gabby. Biscuit committing really hard onto that when he flashes forward onto Gabby, sidesteps the trap, and there's the volley to pick up Gabby. Nice play by Biscuit.
And Thresh picked up the assist with his shield, really committing for the Ashe to take away his solo kill glory. Now, there we go, now Wukong 6.
Yeah, but he's just now hitting 6, whereas Crazy Clown has been 7 for a couple seconds now.
Yeah, it's the combination of the CS lead that Gragas was just able to have a more efficient clear path because he's able to do Krugs easily. Wukong struggles to do Krugs on his first early clears, and so he did the Krugs and he did the dives, whereas when Seismic went down to do the bot lane gank, he wasn't able to do the Krugs, and he was just sitting there in the bush, waiting and waiting and waiting.
It's so much time committed to that gank, which, while it was executed very well, you lose a lot of your efficiency as a jungler doing that.
Or coming down and TP behind.
Destiny is popped just so they get vision. There's the Death Sentence that goes wide. Gabby goes to flash for the Howling Gale to knock up Shack Daddy out of his Destiny. Slappy is gonna look for him. He flashes for the triple flag and drag. Cataclysm Shockwave pulls them all in. It's 3 kills to 0 for 50 Shades of Mosher.
Really, really clean there from Slappy with the flag and drag into Cataclysm combo to set up Chris can't miss. And now they're probably going to end up getting Dragon and Tower on bot lane, and then Clutch pushing top lane, looking to punish the teleport from Slappy. It's important to note, J4 did have to use his flash there, so if we're looking to punish that, it would be through Wukong and Maokai rooting him up, but I'm not sure if they're going to have the damage to do that, because Wukong is behind, because Draven is snowballing really ahead, and if that gets matched by Crazy Clown, we might even see 2v2 as it just goes really south. So Sid in the Slots really going to be in this awkward position for coming back to the game. I think the only methods that they have is left with Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto a key priority target, using their pick that they have through their bot and mid lane, and then getting a really nice Wukong goal, Maokai ult combination.
That would be the way to come back. You gotta make use of those key ultimates, but even with that, their damage is severely lacking with how behind they are and because of their composition.
Not sure if they can opt to farm it out. I would probably look for around a mid game, and then they just have to go all out. You see Rod of Ages picked up from Twisted Fate, and then Morello's picked up from Mori. So they are opting to scale a little bit more into the mid game. We're seeing Bork being built on Ashe, and probably the more standard crit build on Caitlyn. I like the Bork pickup for Ashe this game because you are going to be hitting those health stacking tanks. Gragas and Jarvan both built a bunch of health items in the early game. However, because Crazy Clown was snowballing so much, he did opt for that AP jungle item instead.
Yeah. I figured that the standard build now on Ashe was back to the crit build because of the buff to crit items.
It's kind of optional, so like you can see the crit build when you need like the Enchanted Crystal Arrow as your only form of engage. Here we have, everyone on Sin in the Slots can engage, so you might opt for that more DPS style where you're going to be crushing back in.
Oh, Slappy is committing really hard on the clutch there. Forces the flash out just for the Cataclysm, so...
Really, really good from Slappy to be punishing, because he does have that advantage built up. And so he's turning, by going aggressive on the clutch, he's punishing and making sure that they don't have the flash from Maokai to punish him because Slappy's flash is down. And so he's kind of taking the initiative to make sure that he doesn't get punished for the TP earlier by playing aggressive with his lead now.
Mm-hmm. Just small leads coming out in favor of 50 Shades of Mosier, accelerating their gold. Now
playing
looks
around the Herald and the top lane, only towers left.
Looks like most of 50 Shades is headed up that direction.
So I think that the best usage of this Herald would not be to use it on the top tower, but instead use it on the inner turrets, because it's not going to be that difficult to pull off the dive since you are playing into a flashless Maokai. However, if they do opt to do that, it's going to be more of a slow kill through the Caitlyn, setting up the trap line. Like, it's pretty safe, and you do have the front line to do it. I'd be interested in who ended up picking it up. Oh, Gragas ended up picking it up. So no red trinket available for 50 Shades as of right now. No pink boards to set up vision denial around the turret. They're just running a mid. Alright.
Clutch is just continuing to get jumped on by Slappy. We were fully stacked. The Red Herald summoned in the mid lane. Slappy looking for the kill on the Clutch in the top lane. Gonna force him back. So getting ready, charges himself up, pops away about half the tower's HP bar, and committed a lot of cooldowns onto that Red Herald. Now Shockwave's gonna pull in Oblivious. There's the body slam. Crazy Clown forces the flash away. Ace in the hole, not gonna be enough. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. And it will be a tower once again over to 50 Shades of Mosier, now 3 towers to 0.
There's a tower aggro there, so Crazy Clown was completely free to dive in and punish the Thresh for committing, and the rest of the team for committing all those cooldowns, and there we go. Jarvan, by constantly trading, is able to weather down the Maokai and take his tower.
So now it's 4 towers to 0, unanswered by Sid in the slots. They're now almost 6k gold in a deficit compared to 50 Shades of Mosier.
We do see Clutch picking up the Righteous Glory to make sure that they do have that option to engage to punish 50 Shades if they do end up overcommitting. However, it's going to be really interesting to see how Gabby and how Crazy Clown played out in forms of disengaging, and to see Emma Hodson and how well he's going to be positioning around that.
Yeah, Janna and Gragas, 2 of the traditionally very good disengaged champions. It's really easy to just keep out someone like Wukong and boot out the Maokai once he's already committed his Twisted Advance.
Yeah, downtime in terms of pressure, because honestly both teams are just looking to farm up their next item. We're going to see a lot more vision denial coming in from 50 Shades, hopefully, to deny some of the jungle and not let Seismic and farm up his jungle, and then he just falls more and more behind the damage curve. How much gold? Crazy Clown's probably sitting on a lot of gold right now. Yeah, he's up 2k gold, so he's going to finish clearing his jungle. He's going to recall, and I expect him to just pick up a fat tank item, specifically in the armor department, so that the Wukong and the Ashe can't burn him down through the port.
Oh, but Shaq said he might have found Gabby here. The Howling Gale's gonna knock him up. Gabby gets the shield, he slows him up. Flash, flag, and drag from Slappy. And Shaq said he's popped his ghost, but he has no flash, and there's no getting out of that one.
No Cataclysm needed because the flag and drag does connect. Flash used instead by Slappy.
Uh-oh, but Gabby might die here. He's gonna flash. Oh! Monsoon knocks out Seismic! And all he has to do is go on to Slappy, who gets the command protect. He's taking a lot of shields, flag and drags in. Cataclysm catches up Biscuit and Oblivious. There's the shockwave, and Slappy lives! They pick up 2, and they back away happy with that one.
Slappy just so ahead that he doesn't particularly care too much about the damage. And that was a really, really good Monsoon from Gabby, knocking away that Wukong as he flashed forward. Seismic probably feeling really bad about his flash there, because that was like one of their only ways back in. He does get the ult onto the Jarvan, but their Jarvan is so ahead in levels, and with all this help, just doesn't seem to take damage from Biscuit and from Seismic.
And the constant shielding from Chris and from Gabby, just really hard for anyone on Sid in the Slots to really do anything. They're already behind in damage because of their gold deficit, and that compounded with the extra tankiness from all those shields.
From the ball, from the shields, and then he's able to just go in there and take the tower and tank the tower anyway through the exhaust. Most of the damage coming from Chris can't miss. So I'm trying to think what the best plan for Sid in the Slots would be to slow this game down. And so like right now you're not hemorrhaging towers, but you really have to make sure that you're not leading out those kills that we saw, just people face checking each other in the jungle. Because worst case scenario for 50, they face check the Thresh, who, like, in all honesty, isn't the best to kill trade for, because, you know, he's not worth a lot of gold, he's not the one picking up the kills, and no kills have happened for Sid and the Slots recently, so it's just making sure that you do find those picks and punishing those flashless targets, the Wukong, the Twisted Fate, and the Ashe.
2 times in that blue side jungle did Sid in the Slots think they found a pick onto Gabby, only for it to backfire really poorly for them. Epic actually goes in on the clutch here. He's bought that Black Cleaver completely now. They're trading a little bit more evenly, but Slappy does have the Cataclysm. Here comes Crazy Clown with the ball. Chris can't miss. What a beautiful explosive cast, and Crazy Clown's on a rampage.
With Crazy Clown in second and with the Draggers right there. That was really well played. Getting the
Seismic, but he has the Cyclone. He's gonna clear out the minion wave. He knocks up Slappy, but Crazy Clown picked up tower aggro. Slappy has to back himself away. He will finally go down.
Yeah, the 3-man Wukong ultimate under tower, that'll get you.
Oh, now Gabby's a little bit far behind his team. He flashes away. Howling Gale knocks him up. They just get out of there.
Interesting that he didn't have a gold card coming out of the Twisted Fatal, because you can buffer that through pretty much all CC, although Gabby's Tornado was very well timed there.
I would have thought, like you said, I was expecting him to get stunned, but not able to follow up on it because of the Howling Gale, but didn't even have that prepped up.
Out of it. Usually people just buffer it out of their ult. This is really aggressive positioning from Team Sid, because they do not have the Wukong ultimate. They do have Arrow, but they still have Cataclysm coming up and Orianna's Shockwave coming up, as far as, you know, ults to punish Sid in the Slots for this.
Aside from the Arrow, you don't have any of your big team fight ultimates, the Cyclone or the I don't know what Maokai's new ultimate is called actually. I don't know. I just call it the Bramble because it's a bunch of trees. I know like his Q's Bramble Smash, but like I'll just be like, I'm brambling, and just all these really, really slow, creepy crawlies coming at you, or the cats, you know, when it's like football sticks. Yeah. Looks like 50 Shades of Mosher setting up vision in the enemy red side jungle, prepping up for that Baron, which will be spawning in about 30 seconds here. Emma Hudson a little split from the team, heading off to pick up that wave in the top lane.
Checking back on builds, you do see the Ashe building the she's going to be probably building Runan's Hurricane so that she can hit more members at once. It does make the board a lot more efficient. I did not see if she has Fervor, but usually that's what you see since you do opt for the sustain early, and you don't really need the lifesteal anymore. But Emma Hudson kind of honestly pretty equal with the Ashe in terms of her itemization is concerned. So if they just play a standard front to back, and Clutch is able to tank up, because Clutch is going to be just as tanky as the Jarvan is. That's why we see him trading equally on the top lane. It's just going to be really dependent on Crazy Clown to throw that out of whack.
50 Shades of Mosher pick up for the tower, and they blow up Biscuit before anything happens. Oblivious will die as well. Double kill over to Slappy. The teleport came in from Clutch, but he was too late. His bottom lane got caught, and now 50 Shades of Mosher aggressing onto the tower. There's the Brambles you were talking about. They're coming out. They root up 2 members of 50 Shades of Mosher. They clear out the minion wave as well.
Really interesting that Sid and the Slots are deciding to hold around the inner turrets, which, as we saw, the mid lane one already fell and they weren't able to contest, and when you're behind this 9k gold lead, it's really hard to just contest towers.
Seismic goes in, he gets booted right back out by the Monsoon. The tower goes down, Slappy goes very low, but he's gonna get the summoner heal. Emma Hudson backs himself away. The rest of them coming out. Shaq Daddy is though, and Shannon Christopher flashed away from Emma Hudson, means Gabby takes that one, and he will go down for it. Sid in the slots, they have 1 kill to their name. Shaq Daddy looking for it. Destiny is popped,
Yes,
but he's
flash.
got movement speed. Flashes for the gold card on Emma Hudson, but got the shield. Death Sentence just short. Clutch coming in, as well as
Another
Seismic.
gold
Good
card.
flag and drag comes in, and
Oh.
Crazy Clown goes unstoppable. There's the explosive crash. Clutch will go down slowly. Shockwave came back up. They pick up 2 more. They lost Gabby and Slappy, but now Biscuit just gets blown to bits by Chris Can't Miss's damage.
Should be a Baron. Oh, never mind. Crazy Town's too low. He's 1 HP. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's the ace for 50 Shades of Mosher in return for Slappy and Gabby's lives.
First guy missed, coming up big. The Shockwave coming up at the inner turret, just catching out 2 members, and then it coming up again in the very extended chase from Sid in the slots. We see he's 7-0-10. Crazy Clown 6-0-4. Really strong showings in this game with really well positioned Gragasouls, with the really well positioned Orianna Shockwaves, and Slappy. You know, he is dying, but that's because he's frontlining, and he has, you know, the most action on the map. He's 4-2-14.
Yeah, 18. He's got 100% kill
100%.
participation for
Slappy coming up big this game. I've really been liking the Flash Flag and Drags and the Flash Cataclysms that he's been having. They're just, it sets up his team perfectly, and really cool combination that you can do with Jarvan and Gragas is if you do lock up the team, the ult from Gragas won't knock them out of the wall if it's positioned really well. So you can just like, it doesn't like if you're wombo comboing, it doesn't have that big of a negative effect. Ooh.
Yeah, but here we go. The Panic Baron coming out for Sid in the slots. There's the teleport coming in from Slappy. They use the brambles to zone away the other members of 50 Shades of Mosher, but this Baron is going down so slowly.
Super
They're
slowly.
walking into it. Shaq Daddy celebrated off to the side. There's the gold card. Death Sentence gonna go wide. Gabby will make it out of there, and Shaq Daddy actually just gonna get blown to bits by the ace in the hole. Gabby still alive. Slappy comes in with the flag and drag. The Baron still alive. Cataclysm finds Biscuit. Biscuit dies instantly, and there we go. Clutch goes in just to die, and now it's a Baron over to 50 Shades of Mosher.
Yeah, that's one of those calls that it's really hard to make, but honestly, what choice do you have?
Oh, here we go. Seismic gonna get kept out by the Monsoon. He goes for Emma Hudson, but Emma Hudson headshots him down. The Baron goes over to 50 Shades of Mosher, as well as 4 more kills.
Really well played, honestly, from Gabby. Every single time that Seismic just wanted to go for an engage, Gabby's right there ready to stop him with the Tornado and with the Monsoon. And yeah, it's one of those calls that it's really tough to make, but you don't have much of a choice when you're down the 10k gold, now snowball to 15k gold, and it's just like, what do? Do we just bleed out and let them Baron? Or do we have to contest? Because with the zone control provided from Jarvan and Ori, it's really hard to walk into the Baron in the first place.
Yeah, Crazy Clown actually is just walking into the enemy team as the Shockwave comes in, picks off Shaq Daddy. Crazy Clown 7-0-6 as they focus on the second inhib of the game. Explosive cast knocks away 3 members of Sid in the slots. Their flash away from Clutch will mean he lives. Seismic gets in and he shuts down. Chris can't miss, but he's exhausted immediately afterwards, and he will go down. Clutch is the next to fall. Emma Hudson on a rampage, flash away from Biscuit to dodge the Howling Gale. Now they're escorting the minions in with the Baron buff. There's 3 members of Sid in the slots dead in exchange for only Chris can't miss. They forget the first Nexus tower, the second one will follow very quickly. And the Nexus will go 50 Shades of Mosher. They show why they are the returning champions, and they will pick up their first win in OKLCS Season 4.
Yeah, really pretty clean game from 50 Shades there after the tower dive on bot lane. It was just routinely take out the towers with the Caitlyn, and then make sure that, you know, they do have that really nice wombo combo through Ori, Jarvan, and Gragas. Really well played from all of them.
Yeah. So, we will get you a MVP poll. Tell us who you thought the MVP for 50 Shades of Mosher was in their victory over Sid in the slots. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
An atom splits to create a distraction, and every single is a counterfeit.
Internet hello, Internet hello, and welcome back to OKLCS Season 4, Week 1. We just saw 50 Shades of Mosher take the victory in the first stream game of OKLCS over Sid in the Slots. We are gonna see, it looks like, from where we're sitting right now, Crazy Clown will have the MVP vote at 6 out of, how many is that, 11 votes?
Yeah.
6 out of 11 votes for Crazy Clown, so congrats to him for getting MVP for that game.
Coming
Does
up
make
really
a lot of
big
sense.
with the ults from behind, Gragas secking people, having much more dominance than Seismic did in terms of jungling, in terms of his games. They did have that really nice dive bot lane, but after that, Seismic didn't really do anything for about the rest of the game. Now, I was talking a little bit off stream about it. The Wukong jungle kind of having, that niche pick that isn't seen as much, especially right now in the tank meta when you do have that disengage so often. But in reality, I don't think you could just finger point the Wukong as the pick as being the problem. So it'd be interesting to see in the future if we do see them still pull out that Wukong pick, because it was played really well. It was just some other problems across the map that ended up causing them the loss.
Yeah, so that will be MVP going over to Crazy Clown on that Gragas. He did a really great job. I mean, obviously he got that gank for first blood. He had some really good explosive casts throughout the game.
And him and Slappy coming up big in that mid lane, mid game team fight.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into game number 2, which will be between let's see, is it?
It's Sky Zero.
It's
no.
This is Snek versus Gamers in Arms, and if you'll just give me a second, I'll fix it up and get it ready for everyone. Sorry, I got a phone call in between those two games, so I didn't have as much time as I would have liked to set all this up.
Gamers in Arms, for those of you who do not know, is the team of Cursed from last season.
Yeah.
I played for them. They ended up getting second place in the OKLCS. So last game you saw the first place. It's most of this now. You're seeing Gamers in Arms, which is the new rebranded team of Cursed. GIA, I guess. And then we have Jack Loves Lamp and BB Doughboy. They're going to be playing here for Landsnake.
Yeah.
What place did Landsnake? Were they?
Snek ended last season in third place.
So this is the second and third place match essentially from last season.
And it's interesting because Snek coming in with, I think they're the only team coming in with their full roster intact from last season. So, sort of expect them to have some of that synergy that
They've been playing together for a pretty long time.
And you see Echoed Voice. If you read that article by Leroy, he touted Talia as one of the champions that Echoed Voice was very proficient at. Jack is playing Gnosis in the top lane up against Rumble from Hastega.
Yeah, so let's talk about kind of how we expect this game to go. I'm expecting Jack to kind of get bullied out by the Rumble, because the Rumble versus Gnosis matchup, you do see Rumble kind of bully out the Gnosis, at least until around level 6, and then once Gnosis gets his Spectre's Column, gets his R button, he just gives Rumble the cane, so you expect Rumble to want to just run away and go equalize their other lanes. So we might see, Leroy and the Cassidy versus Talia matchup kind of in the same boat, where you don't really do anything pre-6, and then Leroy just starts jumping on Talia, so you might see some mid-roams from Hastega, as well as bot lane is just going to be a farm fest in between Sivir Lulu and Tristana Janna. Not really sure who pushes who in. And then you see the more aggressive Elise into the Sejuani. So you're expecting Leto to be making some plays. I would expect around top lane. Mid lane, bot lane's kind of a resident sleeper lane. You're not really going to see, Artist.
Yeah, Karamat and Bad Cop invading just to try and disrupt this blue buff start. But Jack put down a lot of damage with that explosive shot.
Leroy's getting the push in here against Talia. Something to note, junglers are starting on the opposite sides of the map, which does favor the ganking jungler. However, Sejuani is kind of the ganking jungler for this Gnosis, where if Hastega does bounce the wave right, we might see some early action up there, and then we might see actually an invade from Elise onto the red buff, because Sejuani does have this really slow clear. Actually opting for a counter jungler here from Leto, going into the enemy Elise's red buff, I guess predicting either an invade or coming to make some unorthodox pathing from the Sejuani.
And you were talking about Leroy shoving in onto Echoed Voice early, which I think is pretty interesting because normally you'd expect the Talia to have the push, especially against something like Hassidin.
He does not succeed in stealing the buff Lato off screen there. They both ended up smiting for the buff, but we do see the Elise picks it up. Both flashes down from the junglers. There we go, here's the kind of bully. We see Jack is running low on mana, Rumble being that mana-less user. Both have Doran's shield, so they're both going to be sustaining their health bars pretty well. But we will see Jack eventually get not withered down, that's what Nath does, but slowly poked out by Rumble.
Whittled down, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Not withered.
But that was a good attempt by Lado to try and get that enemy red buff, but because it didn't work, he's now very behind on CS, and PB Doughboy coming in, forced the flash from Leroy. He actually lands the cocoon afterwards. Oh, the seismic shove! Not enough! Leroy just barely makes it out of there, but they do successfully burn that flash and force him out of lane.
Yeah. Flash down from Leroy on that gank. I can almost guarantee you that if Doughboy had flash there, he would probably have gone a little bit harder on the play. So very interesting to see the Lato Doughboy interaction kind of helping out Leroy on the gank, in the sense that flashless at least does offer a lot less pressure on a gank. He has to repel in as opposed to flash
repel after the flash. So, unfortunately, because of that failed red buff steal, Lado had to recall early, had to go invest into that Hunter's Potion.
So, Lato's clear is going to continue to be slow. The Hunter's Potion not offering enough. It's a really interesting interaction where if you are forced to buy Hunter's Potion early, it means you clear slower, and by clearing slower, you take more damage, so you have to find that balance in between being able to sustain through your jungle slowly and being able to clear it fast and take less damage overall. Because Sejuani benefits from clearing camps really fast, as her passages are the armor, the MR, and she gets to just proc her passive once on the camp as opposed to having to wait that whole cycle, the 8 to 10 seconds on it, on her E. So really tempo down for Lato in this game, and back and forth in the bot lane. We just see it's just a farm fest down there, and they're both farming really well. All lanes farming well. Leroy actually picking up a CS lead, even though he did get his flash burned out of him. That's important to note, as once we do see both of them hit 6, we will expect if Cassim is still even on CS, expect the matchup to go towards him.
Jack is getting shoved in a little bit, but he's pretty
keeping up
happy
in
to
CS,
just sit there and stack on that siphoning strike.
We'll be checking in on his stacks later in the game. They did buff Nasus over the summer in between the seasons of OKLCS, so you might see him more, where his ult does reduce his mana, not the cooldown on his Q, by 50%, which gives him a whopping 1.9 seconds in between Q casts.
Yeah,
like
you can
at
just
max rank with
Q
45%
auto, Q
CDR.
auto, with
You just
your
get these
ultimate up.
ridiculous CDR builds on Nasus. You'd probably expect a Spirit Visage, a Sheen item, either Triforce or Iceborne, and then you can get my personal favorite, which is actually getting a Righteous Glory. And then you get the movement speed, the swiftness proc passive. So it doesn't matter if you're on that equalizer, and it doesn't matter if they're running away, because you just stay on them and you just run them down as this dog that just has a bajillion stacks.
Yeah, there's the Wither going down onto Hastega, because here comes PB Doughboy. Jack flashes away from the equalizer. Now Hastega is in trouble, but Lado was actually hiding in the brush. The repel out from PB Doughboy means that it'll be just a traded flash from Jack Love's land.
So really good counter gank from Lato. That's kind of what I was talking about. The Elise is forced to make aggressive plays, but Lato, knowing that the aggression is going to be matched on the Rumble to let the Nasus get through the early game and stack up. That benefits the Sejuani overall, and we do see that the farm's relatively about even. I'm pretty sure that's because we've taken more Krugs for the Sejuani, and Elise has taken more Raptors. Not sure.
Jack aggressing on the bad copy, whimsies him up, and they're trading auto attacks now. The rapid fire is live from Jack, but here's the shield goes. The exhaust onto Karamat. Karamat forces the rocket jump away from Jack, and now they're looking at Randy Newman, who has the Tempest Eye of the Storm shield onto him.
Yeah, so both lanes out of mana there. The exhaust really good from Randy Newman, exhausting the Boomerang Blade from the Sivir there. That's the front load of her damage, but we do see that they were inside the giant minion whip, so you can't really continue that fight and expect to win. The blue buff coming onto the Celia, that's going to help her a lot against the Kassadin. Hopefully she doesn't, we do see Lato's flash will be coming up soon, so hopefully that blue buff doesn't turn into 2 blue buffs for Kassadin.
Yeah. Jack gonna get whimsied up there. The bottom lane from Snek is going to get shoved in now, so that secures the back for Jack and Randy Newman. Actually, Leroy doing a pretty good job pulling himself a CS lead over Echoed Voice in the mid lane pretty early on. Adcap just interrupting that recall from Randy Newman.
So we see Nasus falling behind on CS. We see the Talia falling behind on CS, which is unorthodox in that lane. We expect the Talia to be pulling the CS lane, but he did get the Spectre's Call, which is like the breaking point. You'll notice that now the poke doesn't really matter, and the Deathfire Touch actually ends up healing the Nasus over time when it comes to the Electric Carfluence that Rumble's laying out. But the CS lead does, it's a 1,200 gold item compared to a 1,500 gold item, but what Jack will have is an edge on the sustain, so anytime that they trade even in health, Jack ends up winning. Like, you have to trade over like hundreds, like 200 health.
Good seismic shove onto Leroy. Echoed Voice trades back nicely.
Yeah, you have to trade a large amount of health to poke into the Nasus, so Jack's sitting at a really comfortable spot, just stacking up his Q, and we'll see him probably give Hastega the cane later in the game.
Another seismic show catches Leroy, but thanks to that null spear, he does get the shield from the magic damage. Here's Hastega coming back up. And this is actually a pretty good matchup for Nasus because the Rumble kind of auto pushes the lane, which is kind of what Nasus wants.
Yeah.
He just wants to sit under his tower and stack that Cycling Strike. Doesn't really care about getting shoved in early. There's the Wither onto Hastega. Hastega throws back in the Electro Harpoon.
So he did take Grasp, didn't take the... I personally really like the Swiftness Mastery, especially into a team
The Storm
with
Raiders?
the Storm Raiders, to just negate the slows that they have from Kassadin, from Janna, from Sejuani, like all these slows they just get to ignore, that in my opinion really, really helps the really kiteable Nautilus.
Actually, Rocket jumps himself away very quickly. I guess he saw PP Doughboy on that ward. As he heads back into his own jungle. 3 control wards in the Snek, from Snek in their own red side jungle. There's the Fury of the Sands, trades for the Glacial Fissure, but he actually just walks out of that one, so a little bit itchy trigger finger there from Lado.
Yeah, Jack is a flashless, so out of that Sejuani ult landed, you were most likely
Jack
gonna see
actually
Leroy.
rocket jumps forward onto backup because here's the teleport from Hastega and Leroy. There's first blood as Leroy picks it up. The equalizer placed nicely to cut him off. Here's PB Doughboy, throws out the Cocoon. Karamat running for his life. Flash there from Randy Newman onto the Monsoon. Double kill for Leroy as he picks up Karamat. Randy Newman will not go down as they pick up PB Doughboy as well.
Really good change in map pressure from Team GIA. They end up taking the advantage that they have top lane and saying, you know what, this Nasus isn't going to die, let's just double TP onto their super pushed bot lane, and they really end up punishing Team Landsnake right there. Really good usage of the double TP from Kassadin, so like, even though Talia does have the roam advantage, if she does push in with the blue buff, doesn't matter if you TP into the bot lane, kind of denying Talia the ability to Weaver's wall in, because it is, you're going to get there sooner than she will if you're just in a stalemated lane.
Yep. And so they don't get Tower First Blood, but they will pick up the Mountain Drake for their troubles. Dragon makes it back into the top lane.
Mountain Drake's really, really nice on Triss because it makes your E and the ability to just burn down towers quickly much more efficient. So when Landsnake stops applying enough pressure onto the lanes to keep them off the towers, you're just going to see towers go down super fast if the Talia's not there. The Talia Sivir does offer a lot of wave clear, so anytime that a team fight does go well for Team GIA, you're going to see them just explode them out.
And that's something that a lot of people kind of forget to think about when you're talking about compositions. There's not actually a lot of wave clear on the side of gamers in ARMS, so they kind of have to get themselves ahead early because they don't really have any way to stall out a game if they fall behind.
That's the problem with the Kassadin pick. Rumble, not very many top laners do offer enough under wave clear, under tower wave clear, and then Sivir being the best in as far as ADCs are concerned.
Yeah.
So many coins. Another change, I guess, that happened since the last season of OKLCS is this resurgence in E-girl supports. E-girls because they're all girls, and you press E on your ADC in order to shield them with both Lulu and Janna.
Yeah, of course.
So you do see all these coin users because coin got buffed to give you a mini Janna passive on anyone who uses it after you do finish your quest line. Ooh, there's the big chunk from the queue. So there it is. I didn't get to glimpse how many stacks is Jack at right now.
He has
130 something.
132.
132. Okay, that's doing quite a bit now.
That's
Especially
about-
when he gets the grasp empowered. It's gonna
That's about 10
hit
per
a lot
minute.
in team fight. Yeah. Usually you see a slower at the beginning because obviously you don't have enough cooldown to really be getting it for every single minion. But like past his first cooldown item, which he doesn't have at the moment, it's gonna be like 10 per minute. Or, I mean 100 per minute, and then it ends up being like you expect to have.
Whoa, bad cop
very
going
aggressive.
very low. Jack rocket jumped in. The Buster Shot was not enough to catch him out. Now Karamat trying to trade back. But Jack and Randy Newman coming out ahead in that one. They forced the flash away from Bad Cop. Jack goes lane. Gonna get aggressed on by Hastega, but here comes PB Doughboy at the brush. The cocoon lands.
really
Hastega
nice
pops down the
cocoon.
equalizer and they blow him up. He repels away. Lado trying to do what he can, but Jack is happy to just tank up the equalizer. They're looking for it. They don't want to go for the dive.
No, you don't go for the dive. Really nice cocoon there from PB Doughboy, slithering it in through those minions, and it just hits him. And luckily, Hastega was able to put down the equalizer in time in reaction to the cocoon, but unluckily, the Elise used her E to dodge out of the equalizer damage, and then Nasus being really tanky when his ult is on, using a bunch of bonus resist, doesn't take too much damage, and he does have that life to kind of sustain through it. It's only not offering enough damage on the game, just enough lockdown. But yeah, that's the matchup that it just gets turned on his head really fast. And Nasus been a really good counter pick into the Rumble that if you don't have your TP up, you're gonna have a bad time as far as applying pressure. There
Yeah,
goes
and
first
there's
turret.
Tower First Blood going over to Landsneck.
They offered to give it all to the Nasus there to really snowball this matchup.
Both mid laners, it was kind of funny, they kind of both wandered. Oh! Rift walks into the seismic shove! Both mid laners actually sort of independently made their own bot. Oh, good flash from Echo's Voice to dodge away from the Arctic Assault. Now Leroy actually taking
Ooh.
pretty low.
The Storm Raiders there proccing from the Echo's Voice. Offers a little bit more mobility when you're playing against one lockdown champ and Cassidy who's hyper mobile. I see. They're going to be most likely keeping standard lanes because that's what Nasus likes to farm in. Nasus doesn't fare particularly well in lane swaps because it does force a lot more team fights to happen. We do see both TPs coming up for Team Gamers in Arms. We might see them repeat episode 2 of gauging bot lane with that. I feel like that'd be the best way for Gamers in Arms to take their gold. Game being relatively even though they did get first. Did they ult to lane?
They just used on the hunt to run to lane faster. I guess they don't anticipate fighting anytime soon and they just want to pick up as much of that wave as possible.
That might bite them when it comes to the double TP being up because, you know, you do time that and you think, you know, okay, if the double TP is not happening, you do expect kind of the farm lane to not really go anywhere. But if they get double TP'd on, oh, really nice reflect there for Preston. If they get double TP'd on, they're gonna regret that on the hunt.
Well, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon because Randy Newman and Jack have actually rotated up to the top lane. They've opted to send down Hastega into the bottom lane, so no double teleport coming in onto Karamat and Bad Cop anytime soon.
So this is a really interesting lane swap. Even though the towers haven't been knocked down bottom, they decided to lane swap in a defense form for the Rumble farm. Because, as I said, Nasus doesn't want the lane swap because he just wants to farm, right? And it's much harder to farm against a ranged opponent who has the Hydro support shielding him constantly. That you're not going to be able to get any chip damage onto him. It's going to be a challenge.
That's a lot of damage on the Karamat as well as the equalizer. Wild Growth comes out, exhaust goes down, but Leroy does have enough damage and now Bad Cop will die as well. Double kill over to Leroy and that's 4 kills on Leroy's Cassidon.
So,
And now Jack might just get dove here, but here's PB Doughboy just to dissuade that a little bit. There's the teleport coming in from Leroy, yeah. There's a good Howling Gale into the Glacial Fissure and Jack pops that Fury of the Sands. There's the Weaver's Wall and now Lado is stuck and he's alone! Sneck turns it around in a 2v4 dive.
really, really good Weaver's Wall there from Echo's Voice. And really nice tempo change from Leroy, teleporting all the way up to make that play, but I guess they did not anticipate the Talia getting ready to come up there to defend the wall. Because usually when you do make cross-map plays like this, you do devote a lot of resources to the bot lane. In this case, it was the equalizer. And Leroy being full mana after picking up that double kill, he's like, you know what, man, let me just go ahead and make that TP play. It's really nice that they got all the damage in before the Nasus was able to pop his ult, but continuing the dive was really difficult. And yeah, that's why Leto did overextend, and that really nice Weaver's Wall, making it so Gamers in Arms wasn't able to follow up Leto on his dive, and he's just kind of left under tower. Like, guys, help me out.
He already used the Arctic Assault to go in. There's no way for him to get out.
He's on the blue box.
4 members of Gamers in Arms crowding around the Rift Herald.
Dragon and Rift Herald available on the map. It'd be interesting to see if they do end up choosing to split the map and take objectives on each side. We might see a play onto the Nasus that's free farming. Nasus can't really do anything by himself here, and it's really difficult to walk in with your team against the Rumble in these chokes.
It's like just playing zone while his team secures the Rift Herald. Voice actually lands a nice seismic shove onto Hastega. Hastega pops the equalizer out of panic, but it's not going to be enough damage. Not really any damage, actually.
Nice shields coming in from Lulu to we don't take too much damage on the landing.
Cocoon lands onto Leroy, but the seismic shove does not. Here comes Lado. He goes in with the Arctic Assault, but he doesn't have the ultimate up just yet. It's not quite there. The rocket jump away from Jack. Jack will keep him safe, but PV Doy signed Lado. He does use the ultimate there, but the Courage of the Colossus Shield will not be enough as
really
Karamat picks him up.
Yeah, both ADCs have completed their BF Sword crit item. You're going to see that just running through the more traditional Infinity Edge into either probably Static Shiver, Rapid Fire Cannon, that kind of build, and Sivir opting for the Essence Reaver for the bonus movement speed in the fight. That's going to, I guess you don't need the Righteous Glory on Nasus when you have On the Hunt constantly there in your team fight, acting as that speed boost mastery that we were talking about earlier. But yeah, still coming through with some really, really big crits onto the Sejuani.
The Cloud Drake goes over to Sneck as well as probably this bottom ring tower now that the rest of the cavalry is here. And Jack just wanting to stack that one up. Oh, but here's Jack. Jack, he buster shots them away. The Weaver's Wall will cut off the rest of Gamers in Arms as they focus that one down. Seismic Shove does not catch him out the rocket jump.
Buster shot denied by Nasus, the stack.
Yeah, that was...
No +6. Oh, is he
Alright,
TPing mid?
Yeah, he's TPing mid to try and catch that wave so that they can't get the push there. Jack might get dope here. The Rift Herald is there. He's gonna wind up, not quite take out the tower, but just about. The Wither goes down into Leroy as the rest of Sneck comes in to back him up.
The chat is calling Leto Brother Leto. Is it Brother Leto if your team abandons you under a tower? I would think maybe yes. The brother meme coming from MSI when you see a Chinese meme actually.
Was it Wild Turtle?
It was Wild Turtle and it was Sven Scaren when they would do really risky, flash forwards in the sake of Wild Turtle and risky invades from Sven Scaren and Trick as well from Team G2. They would call them brother because they were helping out the Chinese teams. So here we see Leto helping out Team Lance Nate.
Oh goodness. Alright, so Jack is actually channeling a recall here as the good spell shield from Karamat
Really nice
blocks up the
spell shield.
glacial prison.
That was almost a perfectly timed spell shield from Karamat. That was an amazing spell shield. Just really got to give him to that. That's 2 ultimates used for 1 spell shield that was like really, really clutch. Now Team GA doesn't have any resources anymore. So you're gonna see them go walk back to farming, which again, anytime that Gamers in Arms fails an engage, that's more stacks for the Nasus, more time for him to outscale, and the stronger he's gonna become. Usually you don't actually, even though Nasus does infinitely scale, he does have this really awkward power curve in the late game where,
Lado goes in with the Arctic Assault, but he's getting focused down. Good Howling Gale comes across. Bad Cop knocks up Leroy with the Wild Growth, and Lado will get +6, or will he? Yes, it will! Jack Love's Lamp picks him off with the Siphoning Strike. Echo Voice comes around the backside. There's the Ricochet burning through them. Seismic Shove misses, but there's a beautiful Unraveled Earth. Catches all the members of Gamers in Arms, and it will just be a 1-for-0 at the end of the day.
yeah, that's the Nasus uncontested in the side lane. His Siphoning Strike is doing a lot of damage. How much stacks does he have? I want to keep checking in.
He has only 234, which is a little bit behind schedule for what you'd expect at this point, but it's enough right now.
It is enough to punish, I guess, the Sejuani, which the other change to Nasus was he does have percentage shred, which is better against tanks compared to squishies, so he's able to front to back a lot more efficiently. So the Rumble, who did build the Zanyas, the Sejuani, who does have the passage, get incredibly shredded by the Nasus. All the waves pushing in for GIA. We might see them take this tower while Lance Snake goes back to farming.
Echoed Voice gonna get jumped on by Jack. Echoed Voice does get the shield and he will survive. He actually rocket jumps over the unraveled earth. Equalizer goes down. Karamat flashes away back to safety, but Leroy will pick him up. Or really, Karamat gets the auto attack reset, picks off Leroy. Hastega burning away, and Echoed Voice will pick him up. The Glacial Prison dodged away by the repel. Beautiful play by Karamat and PB Doughboy.
Yeah, really clutch auto to auto with an ADC, and we see it goes good play turns sour from GIA as they do want to pressure this tower, and then he does get the reset by proccing his satchel, but he's not, or explosive charge, but he's not able to turn that into anything because he did jump right over the unraveled earth and takes the damage from Natalia. Ends up suiciding on the rocks for a little bit.
They're going to use the Weaver's Wall to get Echoed Voice there in time to clear out the wave.
Yeah, that's a really nice pseudo teleport coming in from Echoed Voice to defend the tower. He does have that mastery over the Natalia, and it shows that he's able to make smart decisions with his Weaver's Wall from top lane dive from earlier, from the mid lane right here. So both teams prepping Baron Vision. We see Cup coming with the control ward. We do expect Baron to be the next thing. Now, funny thing about Rumble is that even though he has been power dipping compared to the Nasus, when it comes to a Baron fight, we talked about Nasus's honor shred earlier. The free magic pen that Baron provides with its shred and AoE is usually enough for the casting in this Rumble that no matter how much MR you're going to be stacking on your Nasus and the negligible amount of MR from all the carries, it's just going to get shred through, and you have the possibility for 4-in-1 Leroy to just pop off completely in a fight on top of an equalizer. Yeah. So it's going to be coming in clutch with either Karamat having a really nice spell shield again, or the flashes coming out from Team Landsnake. Even though you have a 5k gold lead, that's a bunch of free magic pen for the carries of GIA.
Now you're starting to see them make use of Jack on this Nasus. Now he's split pushing once again. Oh, good. Whimsy catches him into the cocoon, and will it be enough? The Wild Growth knocks him up. Beautiful chain CC from Sneck to catch out Leroy. Now they use the On the Hunt to go and chase into Lado and Randy Newman. Lado, Arctic Assault's over the wall. They're looking for it. The cocoon lands. Hastega is over the side, just flame spittering away, but Lado gets caught, and PB Doughboy on a rampage.
Yeah, really nice picks there coming in from the Elise. You do think that she falls off a little bit as the later comes down, but as the game comes down, but she's able to snowball through proper vision control.
Jack is caught. He's already used the rocket jump. They're trying to cut him off here, but I think he'll be able to make it out. Oh, he's gonna try and execute the tower, it looks like. Yeah, Sneck. Oh no, he's recalling.
They completely gave up. They're going for the Baron.
Sneck, it is seen by that ward before they take it out. Sneck starting off on the Baron. Taking it, it's at about half HP.
All the carries are going to be here from Gamers in Arms, just no 620, so this is the hyped up magic.
But the Sneck, they've already secured the Baron. It goes down. Equalizer not available. There's no way they can fight this. And Sneck able to get out scot-free. They pick up a Baron basically uncontested, and they brought out 2 teleports for it too.
So 2 teleports committed from Gamers in Arms, and they are on the Baron. Doesn't matter if you're gonna get wiped when you're at Baron if you kill it super fast. Talia has a lot of damage for it. Sivir is pretty farmed, very ahead in terms of the damage that you expect her to be doing right now. And Talia, because you're able to rotate around the Baron pit to get a bunch of unraveled fresh ground for your Q, you're able to get a bunch of damage on the Baron really fast. Kind of similar to Cassiopeia. You get your Talia as your DPS mage for the Baron, and suddenly it doesn't matter that. Yeah, it has the 2 Earth Dragon advantage. They just melted it super fast, especially with the damage build coming in from Elise.
Yeah. Sneck is in a very good position to sort of choke out this game. They're 4 towers to 2. There's very little wave clear on the side of Gamers in Arms. Plus, they have the Baron to contend with. So, looks like they are once again going to have... Oh, Lado's bound here by that sweeper. There's the Weaver's Wall. Cuts off the members of Gamers in Arms as... Oh, good! Glacial Pit catches Karamat. Flashes away from the Equalizer. Redemption will top them all off as they focus down Hastega after the cocoon. And he's on a rampage! Echoed Voice picks up another one. Now they're backing away. The repel over the side. Here comes PB Doughboy and gets the Wild Growth. Knocks them all up. PB Doughboy gonna make it out alive! Just barely.
Really good combo there from the least repel into the wild growth. Usually you expect that to be on the Nasus to make him even tankier, but they use it as a pseudo Malphite the whole point and click.
That seismic shove almost caught Jack. It's gonna be an inhibitor going over to Snack.
I really like how Leto is on the sides, inside of a controller, looking for that Glacial Prison to just throw out to make the combo, because that's their only comeback mechanic. We saw it earlier kind of happen in the mid lane, but blocked by the Skelter. So even though we do see Leto kind of get caught out pretty often, he is able to safely get away, not getting his dash blocked by an ally. Even though he is 0-5, he is their only comeback mechanic at the moment, and it's good that he's looking for those aggressive plays. It's just they are 10k gold behind at the moment.
The unfortunate thing is Lado really is their only form of engage, so it's up to him to try and find those plays. But anytime it doesn't work, it just looks bad for him because he dies every time.
He dies every time, brother Leto.
It's not entirely his fault. It's
true. He's
part
the
of
only tank.
It's part of the composition of Gamers in Arms to blame.
It's the Rumble and the current meta. You kind of leave your jungler as being the only tank, so whenever a fight does go sour, unless you get caught by a cocoon, he's going to be the only one that dies because everyone on J is really mobile or stands in a really safe position.
Now with Super Minions starting to barrel down the mid lane, they send Jack to Baron up the top lane wave while the rest of them go and take that last tower outside of the base of Gamers in Arms.
So really good 1-4 here from Team Snack. What you would expect is for Rumble to honestly just abandon the top lane tower. You're never going to kill that Nasus, and then just commit to an engage as soon as the Glacial Prison is off cooldown. You would kind of see them positioning.
Oh, there it is, and he catches the Glacial Fissure onto Echoed Voice. He gets the Wild Growth. He will make it out, or will he? The explosive shot not going to be enough. He gets the shield, and Karamat's on a killing spree. There's the repellent from BB Doughboy. Good equalizer cuts off the remaining members of Snack. It will be a shutdown as Karamat unloads with the auto attacks. He will finally go down. Jack jumps forward. He's looking for the kill onto Echoed Voice. There's the threaded volley. Bad Cop will go down to that one, but jumps into the unraveled earth once again. Karamat, or rather Jack goes down as Echoed Voice kites back.
So, as I said, you have to just abandon the Nasus lane and you have to make a play. Unlucky that he does end up dying to the unraveled earth, but as we saw, he flashed over the first unraveled earth while he was making the play, and that's the play you have to go for. We actually see Jack not using his ultimate anytime soon for a fight because his TP's down, opts for the lowered cooldown while he's pushing down, opening the gates. So the gates have been opened, and now it's just one inhibitor remaining.
Yeah, it's the desperation 5v4 that they called for, but they end up losing an inhib for it, and they don't even really win that fight.
So, Rylai's picked up on Rumble, you have 2 items Sejuani, you have 3.5, I guess, items from Kassadin. I'm counting the Dark Seal as a half item because it's pretty cheap to upgrade to a Magi's. We might see a Desperation Magi's come out. And then, as far as carries are concerned, you're equal in 80 carry, and then, you know, your E-Girl supports the press you on your 80 carry. You don't have the Redemption finished yet for Janna, but we do have, I think that's Redemption.
Both the Redemption and the Locket
so
for Bad Cop.
That's kind of why it feels as if even though they have their only tank being the Nasus, every time that they've tried to focus down one target through Lato's Glacial Prison onto the Rumble Equalizer, onto the Kassadin damage, you see Bad Cop coming clutch with his shield, with his heal, and with his, I guess, gain health from the ult.
The Wild Growth.
Yeah, the Wild Growth. Kind of makes the combo really hard to do because it's pretty much only onto Talia that you can do
Oh, and there's the Weaver's Wall.
Really
Once
smart
again,
Weaver's
cuts
Wall.
off the members of Gamers in Arms, but they don't have the minion wave.
They were wave to do that, yeah. It's gonna come down right as the minion wave comes in.
Oh, good. Glacial
Weaver's
Fissure
Wall.
catches Bad Cop
Oh,
this time,
Bad
and
Cop.
he can't save himself, but the Redemption will top off his teammates. Jack unloading with the auto attacks. PB Doughboy repels him to the air. There's the Monsoon to push away Jack, but Jack is going massive. He's
+6.
just +6ing on all the members of Gamers in Arms. Jack, there's nothing he can do. Oh, there's a double kill going over. Leroy goes in, doesn't quite get the kill, and gets taken down. Jack is looking for it. Jack actually buster shots out Jack.
There we go. We do see in the 5v5 setting. You know, many people think Nasus does infinitely scale. And, oh my gosh, he's a monster in team fights. But the sad truth is, he's easily kiteable. He's jumping. Oh, the cocoon.
Oh, into the seismic shove! Echoed Voice goes dominating.
Really, really good synergy coming out from Lance Snake, following each other's skill shots like that. I don't know if that was an intentional bait from Jack. He's like, yeah, he totally won't crit here. And he just takes the auto.
He
does
won't crit
the
me with
Randuin.
the 80% crit chance.
He does have the Randuin, so he doesn't die to the...
Oh, the
ADC.
surrender
Oh, did the minions
comes
kill
out.
it?
Oh,
I
no,
didn't
it
even
was
notice.
the minions. Whoa! It wasn't a surrender. It was just the minions taking down the Nexus. We didn't even notice, but
Yeah, too much action happening on that inhibitor tower that, yeah, you do have two inhibitors down that if you just do force this fight on this inhibitor, commit all 5 people from GIA, you're just going to lose that inhib tower.
Yeah. So Snek will be the victors over Gamers in Arms. We'll throw up the MVP poll for you shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll get Game 3 to you in just a few minutes.
A misdirection. And baby, I wait forever to find you. And I change, but never to blind you. I can stop the hands of time.
Internet, hello and welcome back to OKLCS Season 4. We're gonna, let's see. We'll take a look at that MVP poll, and actually it's pretty close among 3 of the members of Snack, but in the end of the day, Jack Loves Lamp will take your MVP.
Plus 6.
Plus
For the
6.
MVP vote.
Yeah, plus 6 for MVP for that game. So congratulations to our resident Jack Loves Lamp. And he will be MVP for the victory for Snack over Gamers in Arms. Our next game will be between Pigs Might Float and We Stacked Boots, so we'll go ahead and get into that one right away. No delay, and get started there.
Yeah, right off the bat, we see the, I don't know if I want to call it flavor of the month or flavor of the meta, where we have the Maokai Cho'Gath followed by 2 high DPS champions in the form of Cass and Zaya, and then the E-girls support Janna, and then on the side of We Stack Boots, we see the Gnar, which is a really common counter pick into Maokai and Cho'Gath. We see Gragas, which offers enough disengage for the hard engage provided by Maokai. Someone to match the mid lane, Echo, into the Cass. You have the AP Assassin into the DPS Mage, and then you have the backline in the form of Twitch and Lulu. So really even draft, honestly, coming in. This was a more if you watched the first game that we cast today, this one would be a more orthodox meta game.
Yep. What? Here it is. That's what I want. Alright. We're good.
Okay. As far as the level 1s comes out, we see a really standard fam coming out from We Stack Boots, and then Pigs Might Float, kind of playing towards the bottom side of the map. So as far as jungle clear speed's concerned, Cho'Gath is one of the slowest clearing junglers in the game. He clears moderately healthy. Gragas will have the speed advantage, opting for a much healthier clear with the 3 health potions instead of 2 refillables. And you see pretty standard items coming out of everyone, except I guess the Cass, who started off with the Dart Seal instead of the Doran's Ring, looking to snowball her lane matchup. We might see some roams from Maokai to come in and speed that up, and we might see a little bit of extra attention from the Cho'Gath to match that, since that's the only lane that's extremely volatile. Maokai kind of unlikely to die solo against Gnar because he is such a strong laner in form of just sustaining. And then bot lane, not much action is going to happen. It's just going to be farm lane down there.
So Gnar, yeah, generally is the traditional counter pick to Maokai, but with a lot of those changes to Maokai, he's a lot better at holding his own in lanes now.
A lot beefier. We might see, usually you see Gnar really kick in with solo kills around either a Phage Boots, or you see him just completely completing Frozen Mallet, and then he just runs you down the whole lane. There's nothing that you can really do about it. Like, you can't get close enough to hit him, because he'll just walk backwards, and you can't get far enough away. Because even if you're out of auto range, he just hits you with his longer range boomerang, and then he catches up to you, and he keeps autoing you and keeping up, and it's very, very annoying to deal with. It's really normal to fall a lot of CS behind on Maokai, but it doesn't really matter because you have more of a teamfight impact outside of a really, really good Gnar as Maokai compared to Gnar. Really heavy trading.
Putting a lot of damage onto Tian Sama. And for going in onto a tall guy, he gets that Z-Drive Resonance proc and backs himself away. Kind of what you want to do on Echo. You go for those short bursty trades where you can proc your passive and then run out.
Get right out. Really mechanical lane matchup where if you're dodging consistently the Cassiopeia's poison, she doesn't have the speed to run away with, and even if she does proc it, the Z-Drive Resonance steals speed away. Ooh, using the shield to take a power shot there. Really well played from Adventor. We do see Alex guy running out of mana now, so he's going to have a harder time CSing, because if he's not able to consistently CS with his E, he doesn't have the Doran's Ring, so he's not going to be gaining mana from CSing off of his E and his autos. So keeping Cassiopeia's mana pool down early is a really good way to ensure that you either develop CS leads through constant trading and CSing well on your own, and by limiting her ability to make a play, for example, on 2v2 in a game.
Ooh, that's a good route onto Tian Sama off the Blade Caller. Padova putting down a lot of damage. He actually gets knocked up with the Howling Gale. The shield comes out. Will not be enough. Tian Sama did have to pop his Summoner heal to stay alive there.
A really low health bars coming in from Tian Sama. Ooh, Steins Gate playing aggressive.
Goes in, gets the Twisted Advance on the Mechanical Reaper, who will just turn back with a couple Hyper Procs, but he actually comes out the lesser end of that, tanking up a lot of minions in Steins Gate, getting that Sap Magic heal.
Very often you see Gnar's are the range matchup. They are oppressive in lane, but if you can play a melee champion that is beefy enough to trade with them just quickly and then disengage, if you can do that correctly, Narc does have really low health regen and does have a harder time sustaining compared to the Maokai, who has his heal like pretty much every single minion wave. And so if you can trade even on a health trade as a tank into Narc, you end up pulling ahead in the long run.
Yeah.
The downside of that is if you trade that when he's Mega Gnar, you will eat a stun. You're gonna be trading into higher armor and base stats from the Gnar. So it's gonna be a lot harder to actually trade even onto Gnar.
In spite of everything, the Mechanical Reaper has got himself the slightest of CS leads.
No more health potions top lane. We do see Twitch and Lulu end up resetting because once you get traded to that low health, it's just a matter of time before you either get flashed on or something unexpected happens and you're forced to reset. They are going to end up missing a wave because it does get pushed in. Zaya really fast at pushing, and the wave's going to reset for a total of kill down and 8 CS lead towards Big Smite up.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on. Neither jungler has really gone for anything super aggressive at this point in the game.
So Yogi Bear using his first control ward defensively.
Okay, Mr. Kinky goes in on the Yogi Bear, but Tom off to the other side. Silence from the Vorpal Scream does not land on anybody, and both supports have made their way up here.
Ooh.
Good Howling Gale knocks up a Dram Tor, just delays his way back to lane a little bit.
So the zero ganks style jungling from coming out from both favors the Chosen.
Tien Sama gets rooted up by the Blade Caller, but here comes Agent. He gets the Whimsy onto Padova, but here comes Yogi Bear. Tien Sama doesn't have the ambush available, and he might get caught here. He's gonna have to flash away from this Rupture more than likely. Yogi Bear flashes, gets the Rupture, does have force the flash out from Tien Sama.
So trading, that means that there's no summoner spells from Twitch, so you can see it. Incoming Maokai teleport will heavily punish.
Tien Sama, he actually goes in very close on the Padova, gets the Eye of the Storm Shield, forces the flash away from the opposing AD carry.
Interesting choice to flash that one and not go for the
but
heal.
here comes Yogi Bear once again. Tien Sama doesn't
No
have the
subs.
flash. There's the Rupture. It's not going to matter. He gets caught, and it's going to be first blood. Padova picks up that one nice and easy.
Pre-6 Shogun, better to give the kill to the carry, so that's really nice. If you're post-6, you just take that. You take the non and then you take the nice
stack.
So, definitely really good return gank from Yogi Bear, forcing out the flash, and then he just dips into the Fire War and says, oh, you're playing Draft on my ADC, I'll just return gank you. I really like that pathing from Yogi Bear, making sure that he's returning to the lane that we know that doesn't have heal because of the really good trades earlier in the game from Padova, and then making sure that you keep that Twitch down early because, again, you don't have to gank the top lane. Mid lane you have to counter gank, and that we've seen Gragas not really go for successful ganks. So interesting choice that Gragas did opt for the 3 potion start, ends up not using the health advantage and clear speed advantage for an early gank, and ends up falling behind in the ganking pattern. So KU Mr. Kinky definitely dropping the ball in terms of early game pressure, and we'll see Yogi Bear definitely culminate that into CS, into more stacks later on, because 6 stack Cho'Gath does end up beating out the Gragas both in the 1v1 and in the frontline presence, whereas Gragas kind of is forced to do this jump in, jump out type style tanking, using his passive, using his W.
Oh, Mechanical Reaper and Mr. Kinky looking for
No
Yogi
flash.
Bear. There's the Rupture, knocks up both of them, and he will be able to make it out of there. Doesn't have to burn anything. Not that he had flash or anything.
Yeah, no flash from Yogi Bear. I would have liked to have seen Mr. Kinky commit his flash and ult to that, and using Mechanical Reaper's percentage damage. Just after the Rupture comes out, there's nothing. There's no defensive abilities from Yogi Bear there to be used. And they're going to be continuing fighting for this. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Yogi has
Bear
ult.
did use the Feast to keep that one alive, but there's the
There it
explosive
is.
cask used, and Yogi Bear will go down to an auto attack from Mechanical Reaper.
flash
Now
needed.
here comes Steins Gate with his teleport into the back line, but he doesn't have a whole lot of damage. They gnar him into the wall. Mr. Kinky coming around. He's going to back up his top laner as well as a Dram Tor. They forced away Tall Guy. They get the body slam in. Steins Gate will flash away from that one. It doesn't look. Oh, a Dram Tor actually flashes for it, and Steins Gate will go down a Dram Tor with the aggressive play, picks up another one for We Stack Boots.
So Yogi Bear overstaying on his topside jungle. No flash from the ganks that he did bot lane, and there was the combo. No flash needed from KU Mr. Kelly on that Cho'Gath, because there was very strong overstay there from Yogi, and we do see the blue buff, although he does secure it with his ult and he does get the +1 stack on for health as far as that much is concerned, he does end up dying. The blue buff does end up going. Who ended up with the blue buff?
I think Mechanical Reaper got it.
Okay, so snowballing, it does snowball the top lane a little bit more, which is something you do not want as far as the Gnar into Maokai matchup is concerned, and kind of like that's the downside of applying that much pressure on a non-gank jungler such as Cho'Gath early game is you do get matched in the jungle. That was a really, really smart invade from Team Reset Boost.
So continued pressure from Padova and TomTom onto Tien Sama and Agent A2. They're shoved into their tower constantly. They're missing out on CS. Down about 2 waves worth at this point. Here comes Yogi Bear looking for another gank onto the bottom lane here.
Flash still down for Tien Sama. Heal is up.
There's a good route onto
nice
him.
route.
Forces the flash away from the rupture, and now they're just looking for it.
buff.
They're gonna keep going. The exhaust goes down.
down.
That'll force the disengage from Pigs Might Float.
Smart usage from your summoners there, Agent A2.
I try to cast without thinking of it being me.
Yeah, that is I'm playing top lane for Phase 0.
Oh, there's a rupture onto Tien Sama once again. The wild growth comes out, but it's not going to be enough into the root.
Ooh.
And the feast will be enough. Yogi Bear picks up that one.
Second stack, I think. Yeah, second stack from Yogi Bear. So 6 can be used on minions or monsters. Getting them on champions anytime that you can is always beneficial because you can always kind of cash in later.
Yeah.
Whereas you see some Cho'Gaths opt for just farming up till 6, and then you're kind of left with this awkward time where if your team's not winning, you don't get to snowball your lead and get a bunch of stacks. He's opting to use the stacks on champions early, go for those more gank heavy where he has been seeing a lot of action bot lane, and Tien Sama not able to flash there. I think it was a really nice CC chain from Padova into the tornado, into the rupture that allowed that to happen.
Mechanical Reaper does get the wallop onto Stein's Gate, but not a whole lot of damage to come out. That's a full armor Maokai you got right now.
So, as far as the Gnar matchup is concerned, it's kind of this breaking point where you need the Black Cleaver on Gnar, or else you're going to be losing a lot to these armor stacking tanks. And the argument between Black Cleaver and Frozen Mallet is often thought of in Gnar builds, and this game I do like the idea of going Black Cleaver for a few reasons. One, you have a Twitch who's going to be doing AoE physical. Oh,
Fighting on the Mechanical Reaper.
doesn't get the boomerang on the return because he's running with the W.
Yeah, but Mechanical Reaper still wants this one. Looks like it anyway.
Yeah, he's turning Mega, so smart for 10k, even though he is winning the health trade to
This Tien Sama, KU Mr. Kiki. Good explosive cast, knocks him right into Tien Sama. There's the Petrifying Gaze onto a Dramtar, but a Dramtar able to make it out just nicely and safely.
Yeah, which is all. Even though this guy was able to flash away there, Tien Sama with his ult is able to reach all the way down deep into the tower range and kill the cast there. Really nice Cassiopeia ult, but it was not enough as KU got that. Mr. Kelly got a really nice Gragas ult to knock the cast out of position there.
Might Float just clearing out some vision around the Infernal Drake. Dead even in terms of gold as it is right now. A lot of it concentrated into that top side of the map.
So since there's so much gold on the top side of the map through Mechanical Reaper and through the Dramtor, we're gonna be expecting to see a TP from Mechanical Reaper for this Infernal Dragon, hopefully matched by Maokai. As I said earlier, you would hope that outside of the CS lead, which Mechanical Reaper hasn't been able to develop, you hope to get that Black Cleaver first, because definitely Maokai has a greater impact outside of Gnar getting a beautiful, beautiful ult, and that's necessary to have Black Cleaver because it really makes the different instances of damage that you're doing with your W, your ult, your Q. Apply those Black Cleavers for your Twitch. I'd say on a 5-on-5, I'd probably bet money on Pigs Might Float winning as of right now because sums were used, Gragas ult is down, so it's better for Pigs Might Float it's better for Restack Boots to not look to make a play right now and just farm it out, get that Black Cleaver, and then either make a really good trade happen on the top lane, which we've been seeing Mechanical Reaper fail to do as of right now, but once he gets that Black Cleaver, the tide should turn.
Those Hyperprocs aren't doing as much as he would like them to do right now. Oh, here
Here
comes the
the
teleport
TP, he's Mega.
from him. There we go, there's Parallel Convergence. Oh, that's a good knock!
below!
And there's the Parallel Convergence, stuns him up. TomTom McGee goes down. Steins Gate has gotten in there. Mechanical Reaper not able to pick up anything. Good brambles from Steins Gate. And it will be just a 1-for-0 in favor of We Stack Boots and the Infernal Dragon going over to them as well.
There it is. The Mechanical Reaper coming up really big with that ultimate. That even though they only end up killing the Janna, it forces a lot of flashes from Pig's Night Flow. Oh, that's what I've been waiting for. There's the Gnarl that we've been anticipating all game, and that does give the Infernal Dragon for We Stack Boots. Really going to be helping out that Twitch and the Echo scaling into the later stages of the game, since they are like the biggest damage sources on their team, and they do scale really nice both with the AD and the AP.
Oh yeah, now Adrantor's starting to get chased down by Tall Guy. Adrantor might have to use the ultimate there. The Chrono Break comes out.
Oh,
nice sidestep
castle
from that one, but he's not going to be enough.
Not
he
enough.
doesn't
He
get
has
the
Ignite.
shield. Mechanical Reaper
Yeah,
now
dash to the
looking for
Ignite.
Yogi Bear. KU Mr. Kinky did pick up Tall Guy, and Mechanical Reaper finds Yogi Bear in the jungle.
So there we see Yogi Bear still low health from the dragon fight. He does end up face checking Mechanical Reaper. Wasn't sure because we were looking at that really hyphy 1-for-1 in the mid lane. This is why you see Nart often liked as a counter pick in the Cho'Gath, because you just need to dodge the one knockup and then you'll be fine. You can just chase the guy down with repeated boomerangs and with repeated hyper procs to deal damage through the constant health stack you see from Cho'Gaths.
Tom will come up here to shield up that tower. Prevents KU Mr. Kinky from putting down too much damage. Mechanical Reaper just went mini, so interesting choice for him to be fighting right now. He's taking a lot of damage there. Steins he has to hop himself away.
Fighting as Gnar into Maokai, it's this in a lot of matchups where you're expected to snowball the lane as Gnar, you need to draw this really nice balance between.
Ooh, good parallel convergence. The
goes
Dancer
for the
goes for the
tower.
tower, and now he's gonna get the Z-Drive Resonance. Wild Growth knocks him into the air. There's the Miasma coming around, and they have to back themselves away. Force the Ghost out from Tall Guy.
Really smart usage of the parallel convergence there to go for the tower and shield the tower damage.
Go, Tien-Sama pops out of it,
Flash.
and he pops the Rat-a-Tat-Tat, or the Spray and Pray. I don't know which is which now. He gets the kill, and that's a quick kill for We Stack Boots.
Yeah, so the constant pressure from the Echo does allow the Twitch to come up and pick up that kill really quickly. Smart usage of the pressure from Team We Stack Boots.
They're looking for the tower. Here comes the Bramble, the parallel convergence into the Rupture. It will get rooted in place. He's silenced up by the Vorpal Scream. He has to back himself out. They're out of minions now.
Oh, body slam down. He body slammed the minions right there. So all this time that you're forced to send Maokai mid to wave clear to defend the tower with the Maokai ult gives Gnar more and more time to continue outscaling in the side lane. So he's finished his Black Cleaver. Right now, it's really hard to want to contest this Gnar. He could potentially 2v1 with his flash up. If they go in like when he's as Mega turning into Mini, they're in that awkward timing where it's like, oh, he's Mega, he's not mobile. Oh, just kidding, he CC'd us, and now he's running away at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to want to make a play on the top side of the map. I would continue to make plays on the bottom side, onto the Twitch, and hopefully allowing the cast a little bit more room to scale in. Ooh, really nice grounded there from the cast, predicting the hop. As well as wanting to just farm up on all your hyper carries for your front lane. Just keep going even on CS as Steins
Just
is
gonna
doing.
find Mechanical Reaper. Gonna hop himself out of there.
Mechanical Reaper's going Mega soon.
Yeah, he's putting out a lot of damage. He goes in, he
Yes,
can
flash.
for that one. He splash Nars 2 members into the wall, but Tall Guy gets walloped up. There's the Monsoon, keeps Tom alive. He gets the shield as well. Adrantor comes in, Mechanical Reaper gets feasted, and Tall Guy picks him up with the Petrifying Gaze. Adrantor knocked into the air by the Howling Gale. Now Padova is here. He's rooted in place by Steins, and he will go down as well. KU Mr. Kinky, what is he doing in the back line? He doesn't have the damage. He knocks up Tall Guy with the explosive cast, but he will just go down.
So, small micro mistake there from Mechanical Reaper. Misses the wall on the Cassiopeia, does follow it up with the wall up, but is not able to turn that into a kill, as well as Cass flashing away, getting a really nice ult from the bush there. Turns the fight in the favor of Pig's Might Flow. Mechanical Reaper semi-throwing his lead there, but making a very aggressive play, which I did like to see with the flash. And then the Janna, through the ult, through the shield, he's just not able to get the damage, because all of Mega Gnar's damage is front-loaded. Even though he does have the Black Cleaver.
That was what was essentially a 4v5, but not even that, because We Stack Boots not really following up on that really big Gnar from Mechanical Reaper.
Twitch just farming up in the bot lane, catching up on farm from the slightly weak early game that We Stack Boots had. And then we see that since both towers stay on bot lane, we're going to expect dual lanes to come up top. And we're going to see Xayah bouncing between top and mid, and Cassiopeia bouncing between mid and bot. Kind of having Maokai be the sapling, almost a secondary jungler, and picking up waves that the carries won't be able to do, looking to make plays happen when they're controlling the vision and making, trying to punish mistakes from restack boots, trying to just farm out.
And then the Asma just to counter. Really trying to make a play for this mid lane tower, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to get it. The minion wave's cleared out. Steins Gate pushing out that bottom lane wave as Mr. Kinky finds Yogi Bear. There's the rupture, knocks him off. Mechanical Reaper taking some damage from Tall Guy, pops himself over the side.
Yeah, Mechanical Reaper is playing very far forward when he's mini. He does have a little bit of MR, but remember, it's all just health.
Oh, Steins Gate is found here, but he uses the brambles. He's going to zone away all the members of We Stack Boots, and Mr. Kinky is a little bit caught here. Explosive cast knocks them all away. He's going to have the body slam here. No, flashes away. Padova takes a lot of damage from Tien Sama, but he gets caught. The Petrifying Gaze comes across, and that's a really good one. Wild Growth comes out, and there's Nar. Mr. Kinky, Mechanical Reaper gets into the back line. Nar's in too, as well as the wall up. It's a double kill. They got a Drantora kill on the other side of the map. Tien Sama is running away for his life as he tries to kite out, but Steins Gate will pick him up. Will they get him? They will. And there's the Pale Convergence, and it will be enough. Ace for We Stack Boots.
So, again, really big Nar play there, as well as taking Mr. Kinky, really smart usage of his flash to get out as opposed to the body slam, because when you do have those big bodies of Maokai, of Choja, it's really hard to maneuver around and try to get out. If he had gotten stuck there with just body slamming, he might have not been able. He does escape with, as you see right now, blinking red health bar. Good usage of both his ult to disengage and buy time for that Mega Gnar that wasn't available at the start of the fight, and Mechanical Reaper really good spacing there while he was mini to wait out on the Mega, so that after the cast drops her ult, we know Cass doesn't have flash from the play that they made earlier, he's able to jump on that backline and get a really nice fat Gnar ult.
What do you think of this, what is essentially a triple mana item on Tall Guy's Cassiopeia? He's going for the Tear and the Rod and the Morella Namicon.
Well, outside of going out of mana early game, usually you don't see Cass's build too many mana items. Usually just one, sometimes two is required. I do think that Morello's would be considerably good because it'll help against the healing, both you're going to expect the Ardent Sensor and the Bork for Tien Sama, the healing from Echo on his ult, and then the healing from the Dragon. Now, the Tear is almost staple on cast because she does cast
Stack
Fury a lot,
really quickly.
and the Rod of Ages is the one that really stands out to me. I don't know enough about Cassiopeia build, but I'm pretty sure that you do lose a lot of damage efficiency if you stack all these mana items. I would have preferred to see maybe a Zanya's, or when the Gnar is going to be copying in on you, since he's going to continue doing that all game, and since the damage that you're going to be expecting on the cast if she's going to be playing this hyper damage in the backline is not so much the Echo, and if Echo does get there, it's all going to be burst damage, right? You're going to have either Gnar, and it's either going to be Echo coming in either with Secure or Zone.
There's a twisted advance on the HMA team. Hey, Mr. King comes around, the body slams in on the Steins Gate. Gonna get rooted up by the twisted advance. He throws out the brambles to zone away the other members of We Stack Boots. Barrel Convergence coming in. That's a good rupture. When Mechanic Reaper gets knocked out by the Howling Gale. There's the Feather Storm. Roots up 3 members of We Stack Boots. They feast down Mr. Kinky. And a Drantor goes down without even casting Chrono Break.
Yeah, really good Howling Gale there from Janna, stopping the Mega Gnar that we've seen tear up the backline of Big Smash Float. Kind of along the same lines of the Zanya's for Cassiopeia is the Xayah has the option to always ult whenever she sees Mega Gnar start jumping in, so we saw that happen. But it does mean that Mega Gnar later and later into the game is going to find it harder and harder to get those engages consistently, because Gnar does fall off really hard in teamfights, because as we see, he's only building health items, isn't going to have the armor or MR to deal with the 2 hyper carries later in the game. They're doing Baron now completely uncontested because all their resources are down. There's no ult on any of the teammates, and yeah, we saw Dramtor get CC'd locked, and he wasn't able to cast his ult. You know, you do have this really nice wombo combo when you're kiting back from We Stack Boots because you are waiting for the Mega Gnar, you're waiting for the Echo ult to come in, and then you have the turn from Twitch who's in the backline. Oh, I'm going to turn my ult on now and shred the backline. Wasn't able to happen. He was a really nice Howling Gale, as well as Yogi and Maokai. Yogi and Stein offering a lot of CC and just a lot of disruption to not allow that hallway one-directional fight to happen. You would want We Stack Boots to do a little bit more flanking with the Echo and a little bit more stealth action coming out from Tien Sama. That is hard to do against these tanks, because when you're playing Twitch into hyper tanks, it's really hard to go from, oh, I have to shred these tanks with my Bork, to, oh, I need to melt the backline because we're diving now. Because you can't just walk past the Maokai without getting Twisted Advanced on, and you can't just walk past the Cho'Gath without getting your face bitten off.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see. We already have Righteous Glory completed on Cho'Gath, the big 2-ticket items that have come out since the start of OKLCS. Since this in between seasons was
Okay, Mr. King goes in, he knocks a tall guy into the back line with the explosive cast. He flashes himself over the wall there after the petrifying gaze. He's gonna get chased down, and Mechanical Reaper will pick up another kill. He's on a killing spree now. We Stack Boots now getting chased down by the Brambles coming out here. They're gonna back themselves away. They do manage to outrun that one. Mechanical Reaper off to the side though. Tom gets the slow down. He's gonna look for the Howling Gale, knocks him into the air. The Twisted Advance lands. Mechanical Reaper flashes away
really
from the
nice
feathers, and he
flash.
hops himself out. The Rupture sidestepped away. We Stack Boots make it out.
So, Mechanical Reaper is looking to do those pokey plays, but he didn't have Mega Gnar anywhere close right there, so when you do dogpile the Mini Gnar, that flash that he ends up paying is going to mean that he's not going to have as reliable engage, especially onto a Gunner, who has two ways of interrupting the Gnar into the back line. We did see the Frozen Mallet kind of kick in there when he was chasing down Talik's guy. Makes it really, really hard for you to want to run away from a Gnar who's not only getting speed boost from Black Cleaver, getting speed boost from Hyper, but now you're getting slowed down. So unless you have a dash, you're not going to be able to go away from that Gnar in an extended chase.
Yeah.
Yogi almost completing his Gargoyle Stoneplate. Once that comes online, it's going to be a lot harder, specifically for Echo, to be diving in using his ult as like that safety reset, almost 2 health bars, because since it is over... it's around 1,000 true damage when he procs it, and is past level 16. You don't expect to have to ult from 2/3 health as Echo. Usually you wait till you're dropping, oh no, I'm 300 health. And this is going to be something where if you get grounded and you're not able to cast your ult, Cho'Gath's just going to proc gargoyles and just eat your face off, and there you go, Echo's dead in a team fight. So once that comes online, I'm going to be really excited to see Yogi with get even bigger, even faster, and then be that frontline threat that is really hard to
And
melt.
it looks like we're having a base race right now. Pigs by Float are pushing into the top lane while We Stack Boots push onto the mid lane. Looks like it's pretty close here. Both of the inhib towers are going down about the same time. We Stack Boots a little bit ahead on the play because it's a 5v4 in terms of that push. Tall guy now has to hold off here because it looks like We Stack Boots looking for those Nexus towers. The members of Pigs Might Float are recalling now. They do have the Baron powered recalls. Tall guy gets a good petrifying gaze just for some damage, but not any stuns. Now they're looking for it. Yogi Bear pops the Righteous Glory. He's looking for it. Explosive cast.
Really
He
nice
knocks it
flash!
in. Good flash and Rupture catches Agent A2. And they're looking for it. Mr. Kinky will get rooted in place by the Brambles. And Tall Guy picks him up. Mechanical Reaper, Agentor, and Tien Sama making it out off the backside.
It's important to note, they did have the Baron powered recalls, which does make their home guard faster, but I'm kind of disappointed to not see a teleport flank there from Steins Gate. They do have the wards available for it, and just imagine if instead of running from your base with the Bramble, you were behind them, and there would have just been this massive disruption. If Yogi does get that really nice flash off that he got, it's kind of like 2 flashes, because not only are you avoiding the knockback, but you're also getting knocked towards into the team.
By the
really,
explosive
really
cast.
smart flash from Yogi there, and if you've just seen, a flanking Bramble as opposed to a chasing Bramble, that's the more effective use of the Maokai ult. He did have flash, so just a flanking Bramble into a flash.
Agent A2 gets caught by Padova, and he will go
Padova
down in
1v4.
spite of... No, Wild Growth will keep him alive, but he gets caught by the feathers on the way back. Padova is unloading with a lot of damage. The Monsoon will keep him alive. Double kill over to Padova. Adrantor pops the Chrono Break. It almost takes out Tom, but he has to flash himself away. There comes the Brambles. And it is going to root up Mr. Kinky. He's going to get caught by the Arcane Smash. Pushes him back out. There's the Rupture to keep him in place. And Mr. Kinky silenced up. There's the... And there's another root. Catches the Drancer, who does not have that Chrono Break available, but they will make it out alive.
There you see the nasty, nasty combination of Maokai having a root into a knockback, Cho'Gath having a knock up into a silence, into the knockback from Maokai, which is off cooldown again, into another root. Doesn't really matter how tanky you are on that Gradius, you're going to end up dead if there's at least one carry nearby. And it's really nice interaction that they did there. We Stack Boots. All of the Maokai was coming in, and it's really hard to dodge. If you have one member tank it, there's kind of like a hallway that you can go through that you won't
Tien
get
Sama
to see
looking
up
for
there.
Padova. He's already used the Blade Color. Blade of the Rune King active was popped, and Tien Sama picks off Padova on the way out. They've lost their 2 inhibs though.
Yeah. slight overstay from Padova trying to CS the wave with his team abandoning him, and then Tiansama coming in using the Bork and saying, I'm going to punish that, and now no more ADC, it's only a Wind Dragon, Baron off the map, very little to punish, we've already taken down the mid lane inhibitor, it's a difficult position to punish from on WeStack Boots, and honestly, the kill score is really even. The deciding factor this game so far has really just been that Baron and then that base race that ended up going quite poorly due to the Baron advantage that Pigs Might Flow had.
Looks like Cloud Drake is the next objective for WeStack Boots.
Mechanical Reaper opting to go MR first because kind of, in a way, the fights that he's been going for have been jumping onto the Cassiopeia. It's unreliable to go onto the Zayas until is usually up. Interesting choice there, as well as 4 out of 5 of the members on Pigs Might Flow are magic damage focused. We might see him pick up a single armor item. I personally really like to also pick up a Gargoyle Stoneblade on Nar since it's both resists that you get, and he doesn't really have healing. We might see an adaptive helm because it does stop Vorpal Spikes, it does stop pretty much all of Cassiopeia's damage through that adaptive resists where if you take the same damage source it gets reduced.
Okay, you Mr. Kinky trying to secure vision around the Baron area. But it looks like he's starting to get sandwiched by the members of Pigs Might Flow. He's going to body slam right into TomTom and Padova. He gets exhausted just for safe measure as they pick off the jungler of WeStack Boots.
Not quite sure where Mr. Kiki was going with that body slam. I guess he was trying to flash into the bush, but he was completely alone. None of his team there. Going for some Baron vision, but ultimately he ends up dying. Another Baron going for Pigs Might Flow. And we're going to end up seeing them most likely take this bot lane into snowballing the map on to just take the last inhibitor. They already have 2 inhibitors down. It's a free automatic pushing lanes. We expect the top lane inhibitor to be respawning any second now. And you're kind of tying up Mechanical Reaper because he's stuck on the other side of the map. Only option is to TP into a fight, and hopefully it's a flank TP. They're doing really nice vision control on the bottom side of the map. Pigs Might Float, that is. And we are going to see, hopefully, one last team fight. If Pigs Might Flow wins this, they'll probably end the game. And if Mechanical Reaper and the rest of the team is able to do a really nice Nar engage, we might see a nice swing of battle.
So there's a Drancer going in with the parallel convergence, does send him up, but the Monsoon will keep him out. Good Rupture catches Mr. Kinky, and there's the explosive cast, knocks away all the members of the team. Good Redemption is going to come across on both sides. Mechanical Reaper can't find his way in. He flashes for the Nor onto Padova, but it's not going to be enough. They shut him down. Tall guy in the back lines. Timesgate is under tower, and a Drancer will Zanyas, but it's not going to be enough. He's already used the Chrono Break. He will just go down. Mr. Kinky doesn't have it, and he will have to flash away, but he just gets chased down by Tall guy. Tiansama and Agent A2 the only members alive, but Tiansama is too low to try and unload with anything. It will be Pigs Might Float taking away that tower. It doesn't matter, they've already got the inhib down, and they're just going to focus on the Nexus towers. Nothing that WeStack Boots can do to stop them.
So right there we saw a really nice front to back from Pigs Might Float, where we have the 2 mega tanks matching the 1 tank from Gragas' side, and we saw right there Nar's build kind of biting him because he had no armor, and he just got massively shredded by the crit build coming in from Xayah. Yeah. So not building that armor and trying to go onto the backline only works if you are actually CCing the Xayah or exhausting the Xayah, or Xayah's not hitting you. If you just stacked armor like that, you're just going to instantly get shredded. No option with forcing a one-man Gnarl isn't enough to win the team fight in that situation. Really nice game from Pigs Might Float, and strong usage of the 2 hyper tanks on this patch.
Yep. So we are going to take a short break. We'll throw up that MVP poll, see who you thought was the MVP for Pigs Might Flow over there in their victory over WeStack Boots, and we'll get to you with the final game of the night in just a few short minutes. Thanks for watching, guys. Internet, hello and welcome back to OKLCS Season 4, Week 1. We just saw our third game of the night, which was Pigs Might Float taking the victory over We Stack Boots. We have one more game left for you in Diamond Capped, and it will be between Intfeed Pete and the Lose Gang versus Sky Zero. I actually need to adjust this real quick before we get into game. And
so last game we saw Asian A2 playing Lulu. Now I and Benyona will be playing Nar this game. We are both players for the teams this season, and we're going to be shoutcasting you guys.
So it is Intfeed Pete and the Lose Gang on blue side up against Sky Zero on the red side. Sky Zero you can kind of consider the spiritual successor to Diamond Win or Full Nguyen from seasons 1 and 2 respectively. They actually took their championship in season 1 of OKLCS Diamond Cap.
And then didn't have much success in season 2, completely, fell off the map. And now here they are, season 4, back from the ashes like a phoenix, but like a Sky Zero, I guess.
Sky Zero.
Let's talk a little bit about the champion picks. So we see the Rumble Jungle, which is the really interesting choice here. So Rumble Jungle used to be a really nice pick from Hollow. He would often bust it out in his games, and one of the interesting changes that did happen about like 4 or 5 patches ago was that the Flame Spitter damage and was increased. The cooldown on it was also increased so that it's up less often, and also he had changes to his heat system, which means that he's not able to overheat / get into the danger zone as easily for his first few levels of the jungle, meaning that his jungle clear is slower. However, he is able to have a stronger post level 9, I would say, which is when your Flame Spitter goes back to being the same cooldown as it was before, and it actually has a higher AP ratio. On top of, his shield is weaker overall in that it lasts less time, which is negative for him in the jungler. So overall, the changes since Hallow last played Rumble and OKLCS is that it clears slower and it has less health. As well as we see pretty standard, we've seen Sejuani already tonight, we've seen Nar. Sion in the top lane has received massive buffs to his ultimate, dealing a large amount more of damage and getting more health when he farms.
Yeah.
And we also see, I believe it's a Bond of Stone Morgana. We saw that in...
I don't know what Bond of Stone is. You mean Stoneborn Pact?
Stoneborn Pact, yeah, the new mastery. I still call it by the old one, but we saw it played by FlyQuest, so that her Q and her ult, which are both her CC abilities, apply the Stoneborn Pact.
So you get a lot of HP when you're autoing.
So when which can be used to build a redemption. An Ardent Sensor, and then it procs now whenever you hit someone that's been blinded.
Yeah, I gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Most of the time, like back before when you had a lot of those enchanter items that gave you things like, you know, wind speakers and those types of things. They weren't really done on Morgana because the Black Shield is not spammable enough to really put it on a lot of
It has
people.
a really high cooldown, and it gets popped actually pretty quickly because you're usually putting on a priority target who's getting focused.
Yeah, but with Stoneborn Pact, you're able to apply that little healing to a lot of people at the same time. So it's a little bit better.
I'm pretty sure it's reduced because you are ranged, but it's the beauty of it comes from the Ardent Sensor that Gnar and Ashe are both going to be able to take really nice advantage of when he's in mini form.
Even Sejuani a little bit because she wants
she
to
is
auto
forced
attack.
to auto attack with her E.
Considering that Sejuani is the only melee champion for Unreal
buff
Obama
stolen.
actually got a stolen blue buff, but now he's getting collapsed on by Weenie but Beniona on the way down. Easy Swoons is here, gets caught by Weenie. There's the Arctic Assault, catches him in the air. They're gonna force the flash away from Weenie. There's the stun, and it will be first blood for Sky Zero. On the other side, there's a Death Sense, lands on the bunny or baby Fufu rather. Gets the ignite as well as the explosive shot. Oh, they've actually got a stun onto Winnington. Winnington now running for his life. He's gonna get interrupted with the Arctic Assault from the Unreal Obama, and he will go down. Can't get the blast cone, and now they just gotta make it out. That's not what you wanted. You're gonna have to block him away there. Good job. And they will get 2 kills over to Sky Zero in the enemy blue jungle.
So yeah, the slower jungle clear really kicking in when Sejuani was given a stronger leash, as well as is able to take advantage of that really, really slow jungle clear, so that Sejuani, not a very fast jungle clear unless you're thinking of just the buffs, was able to go into the enemy jungle and steal away the blue buff from Hallow, so he was only I think he was still level 2 in the fight.
Another Death Sentence lands on the baby Fufu, but there's a good Black Shield. Oh, and gets the Dark Binding onto In-Feed Pete! Exhaust goes down, but it's not going to matter. Katachi's auto attacks follow him to death. Dr. Weldy now running for his life, but he's not going to be able to do anything.
Flame misses. There we go. Heal used. Flash not used from Tristana. Kind of didn't really have a choice because of the binding. Really nice binding from Baby Fufu. Exhaust and heal used from Katachi. And then Ignite used by Dr. Wildly. No flash on Scion. And then no flash on Cassidy. A lot of summoners burned early in this game. We're going to be expecting this game to be a lot, it's going to continue to be a high action game.
Katachi and Baby Fufu
Crashing
win
that
out
way.
2v2 against In-Feed Pete and Dr. Weldy. Oh, in case you're wondering who In-Feed Pete and the Loose Gang are, they are also the spiritual successor to Diamond Cat 4th place from last season, Weenie and the Weens.
Yeah. So we end up with a lot of game changers.
There's the Arctic Assault into the scatter the weak stun from Easy Swoons into the stun from the Unreal Obama. Weenie burning away, and Ignite will be enough. Easy Swoons picks up a kill. Really nice play from the jungle and mid laner of Sky Zero.
Punishing that flash beam down.
Now Beniona now aggressing onto Winnington. He's gonna get the wall up and almost gets Winnington, but he doesn't have that Mega Gnar. He's only level 4.
Really nice punish from the Sejuani onto the Cassidy. Gets the really nice CC chain into the Ignite, which wasn't, which came back up. So right now, it's important to look at the CS leads. Cassidy is farming pretty nicely into the Syndra, having to use the TP to get back to lane there though. Scion is farming quite nicely into Gnar, so 2 lanes that you'd expect to be bullying out the enemy laners, Winnington and Weenie, are actually keeping up really, really well into the more aggressive ranged matchups. However, we are seeing a lot of deaths happen due to the pressure from Unreal Obama just being able to invade. Bot lane, we do see a slight CS lead develop as Katachi will be catching this next wave crashing into tower. And they were able to get that kill onto the Tristana.
Dr. Weldy moving into the mid lane just clears out some vision. Winnington not catching a lot of these minions under tower. He is slowly catching up to Beniona. Actually has himself a little bit of a CS lead.
What's important to note, maxing W instead of Q here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
On the Gnar, just so for that
Percent health damage.
percent health damage, yeah.
Because you're going to see, he's already started a Sunfire Cape, so he's going to be stacking a lot of armor, which means that the Boomerang toss thing doesn't do as much damage through it. So I opted out for a more Frozen Mallet approach with the W max, so you can do a lot more percent health damage to Scion. Because Mini Gnar doesn't beat out, Mega Gnar doesn't beat out Scion easily due to the fact that a lot of Scion stuff.
Oh, Dr. Weldy moving forward. He plays onto Baby Fufu. There's the Black Shield Death Sentence. He's gonna not quite going to catch anybody, it looks like. Katachi now moving forward aggressively as all the CC is down. And now Dr. Wildy is taking a lot of damage. He's slowed up there. Katachi, Baby Fufu misses the Dark Binding and goes wide. There's a Flash Blade from Dr. Wildy. Exhaust goes down. Ignite goes down, and Infeed Pete is looking for Katachi. Flashes for the last auto attack, and the Rocket Jump is available. He's just going to Rocket Jump out, and Baby Fufu doesn't have the damage. And here comes Hallow. Black Shield goes down on the Baby Fufu. There's the Flash forward. Dr. Wildy lands the Dark Death Sentence, but the Black Shield will prevent him from getting that CC down.
So really strong showing of the 2v2 from Dr. Wildy and Infeed. Although they did lose earlier, that Dark Binding missing really helped win that 2v2 for Infeed and Dr. Wildy.
And then Hallow came in for some moral support. Still hasn't had any kill participation.
Missed the Flash Harpoon, Flash Flame Spitter. But all summoners down in the bot lane is the really important thing to get out of there. So if we do see a teleport from Winnington, or if we do see a roam from Weenie, on top of the Hallow's Equalizer just being laid down, these are two immobile bot laners that can get heavily punished by that. Yet one good hook is all they're going to need to continue snowballing if they don't have any summoners.
He does land the Scatter the Weak Stun onto Weenie, but Weenie with that passive magic resist from his, or passive magic damage reduction. Easy Swims takes a lot of damage. Weenie is going to have the Rift Walk up pretty soon. Easy Swims is ready with the only power. He flashes forward. Weenie gets the shield, and he will turn it back around, but the Ignite will make it a 1-for-1.
So it's really important to note Cassidy is building that Rod of Ages first and did opt for a Mana Crystal. Doesn't really transfer into any damage in his kit outside of his ultimate, which has like a slight mana ratio on
Very
it.
minor.
Yeah, but compared to buying AP, it wouldn't have made that fight so close.
It's going to land onto Hallow. It's going to root him in place with the Glacial Prison, and immediately afterwards, really good play from the ADC and jungle of Sky Zero.
Really good combo where you have the Glacial Prison, you have the point and click stun. There's a bunch of CC coming out from the ADC and Unreal Obama, just layering them really well so that Hallow's honestly just not able to move, so he just has to roll over and die.
Down.
Yeah.
Now they've rotated Baby Fufu and Katachi into the mid lane, and that's again Cassidy no wave clear means he can't stop them from taking this tower without seriously putting himself at risk. But actually Tower Burst Blood goes down in favor of Infeed Pete in the lose game because of that Tristana.
So instead of going back to that bot lane where that the place could be made through the Equalizer and the Thresh, basically kind of walking into your own death, they do opt for the lane rotation, but Tristana does have a lot of extra damage when it comes to killing towers through her
explosive
shot and her rapid fire. That it's on fire.
Yeah.
So they're actually gonna end up taking good damage on the second tower. So they trade even. Borderline even, but it's first
took down already half of that tower.
Already half of it down. So when you're playing these base races, you often see just the Tristana, like Tristana, Jinx, those are usually the ADCs that you point at when it comes to really winning. Ashe has a minor steroid in her kit for taking down towers, but it's really minion reliant. You have to stack it first.
Yeah, that Ranger's Focus, it does give you like a slightest bit of attack speed, not anything comparable to Tristana's rapid fire.
Yeah, on top of her explosive charge. So now they're also going for the Earth Dragon. So, Infeed Pete and Dr. Wildy snowballing the spot side of the map really well. Hallow does have the Equalizer, so any fight that happens around Dragon will be very one-sided. Anyone does come down to participate in the Dragon.
Winnington does have his teleport, but all 5 members of Sky Zero are already in the area, so it would be a little bit on a delay. They do have the Equalizer and Unstoppable Onslaught, but it looks like they're just going to give up this Mountain Drake as all their members already backed away.
It's important to note that they were at an item disadvantage. Sky Zero is coming out of base with full items, fully stocked, whereas Tristana had just been sitting on, I think it was just a recurve bow. So, Vignona choosing to walk all the way back up top lane instead of teleporting to it. Sion's going to crash a massive minion wave, catch up on a CS deficit that he had developed. And so the CS is once again even for the Sion. He opted for actually the Spectre's Cowl, which is kind of a little bit more MR, so that the Hyperprocs don't end up doing as much damage to him. And it has the added bonus of it gives him health regen for when he gets poked out by the random stray boomerang. As well as the fact that the top side of the map honestly has a lot of magic damage through Sejuani's percent health damage and through just Cinder being almost wholly magic damage and snowballing really well this game. Also important to note, Cassidy has not finished his first item, whereas Cinder has finished Morello's, which is going to give her a much stronger showing in any fight that happens around the mid lane. And then top lane has finished Frozen Mallet, which is kind of where you see Naruto start taking over any of these matchups. That
A lot of those tanks without any dashes sort of fall over when Frozen Mallet starts getting applied.
But Winnington opting for a more wave clear approach where he has a lot of points in his E, he's just queuing the wave on repeat, and that's how he's able to catch up and farm, where it's just you just instantly clear the wave. Don't really lose any to the tower, because anyone that gets at the front of the tower gets knocked all the way in the back, no more tower shots, and you just queue the rest of the wave.
Just like you said.
Delicious. Bombe Cinder really helps with clearing that as well. So here we see the Frozen Mallet where you try to walk forward and the Gnar just
And
walks
you're
back.
seeing the effect of those hyper max on Gnar doing a lot of damage every third auto attack.
So Tristana, so throughout the night we've seen a lot of crit build from ADC. We saw a Bork build.
Death Sense is gonna land after the scatter of the week. Dr. Wildy plays him backwards, and Hallow will finally come in for his first kill.
First kill of the game. Really nice death sentence right there from Dr. Wildy, punishing the Syndra, not having her flash from earlier. They kept a really nice timer on that. What I was mentioning earlier is we see the Tristana is actually building Windsues, which we saw multiple builds earlier tonight, which were the crit build from the Caitlyn, the crit build from the Ashe, which were reduced cooldown on the ultimate, but now she's you see
the Unreal Obama, my face check here. Death Sentence is gonna land, but the Black Shield comes out, and now Baby Fufu's gotta pop the Soul Shackles. Dr. Weldy is not long for this world. The Unreal Obama picks up that one. Weenie gets exhausted into the Glacial Prison. Beniona actually teleported into the back line. He's gonna flash for the Boulder Toss. Is not gonna be up, but Unreal Obama will flash for his W as well. Weenie looking for that last Rift Walk to get himself to safety. He runs himself out of there. They're still chasing him down.
Rift Walk up in 2.
Does he have the mana for it? He does have the mana for
Just
one
enough.
more, and he will make it out just alive. It's a quick 2 kills in favor of
There's 3.
Sky Zero.
Tristana ended up dying on the blue buff as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Winnington is going to use the Unstoppable Onslaught just to run himself out of there. NPP. Oh, good stun from Wheezy Swoons. Unleashed Power going to come out. It's not going to be enough, but NPP did have to pop his Summoner heal as well as get the shield from Dr. Wilder.
Yeah, there we see the blue buff invade from Pete's team. Ended up kind of fighting them as they are going into that territory with little to no vision, and then the TP punish. So they were up a TP, but San is forced to TP to top lane to defend this tower from falling. Kind of stuck under the tower. He is farming very well. Does have a lot more health from his W.
Putting down some damage. Dr. Weldy is hanging around this top side. He's waiting to see if Beniona will play a little bit too aggressively.
And so we end up seeing that through all the tower trades that have happened, the 5-kill lead ends up with only 2,500 gold lead for Team Sky Zero because of the tower trade advantage that should be culminating with killing that other. They take 1.5 towers and the first tower plus.
Beniona actually hops forward onto Winnington. That Hyper is melting him down. He's gonna get the Frozen Mallet slow. Gonna wallop him after the Decimating Smash, and it will be the Boulder Toss. Not gonna be enough because he can't land it. Now Hallow's a little bit caught out. The Equalizer goes down. Katachi is Baby Fufu rather is burning away, but there's a Death Sentence from Dr. Weldy. He flashes away. Weenie looking for something. He throws out the Null Sphere, but he's gonna take a lot of damage. There's the Dark Passage trying to pull in Winnington, but Winnington's a little bit too low to go in there.
So no over chase into the Fog of War there from Team Sky Zero as Beniona stays top, takes the top tower, and now we see 2 towers to 1 in favor of Sky Zero. Expanding that gold lead to a 4K gold lead, and now since they did bring up the Ashe and the Morgana to the top side of the map, they opt for the Rift Herald, which Rift Herald's a really interesting objective where when you're winning, it's a really good objective to take, but when you're behind, it kind of is lackluster because it's like, oh, here's hopefully a tower, and then it just gets melted before it hits the tower. So since
here's hopefully a tower.
It's not. It ends up being like a lot of the times when you're on the losing side of the Herald, you end up trying to place it, and then it's like, oh, it gets chunked out, or you don't ever get the opportunity to place it, and it starts kicking out. Your screen flashes purple, and you're just like, I guess I'll just drop it here in my base. And maybe we can do something off the fact that like the enemy team can see it walking slowly down.
Yeah. The best thing in this situation where you're losing, I guess, is just like, hey, let's just have our jungler have empowered recall for the
Yeah,
next 4
4
minutes.
minutes. So Sejuani ends up picking up the Rift.
Oh, Easy Swoons takes away that Scuttle Crab.
Oh,
And now he's actually going to get the stun onto Winnington. Beniona jumping over the side here. Unstoppable Onslaught used by Winnington to run himself down to bottom lane.
So no Scion ult ready for this. So what we would be expecting is the Scion ult to run in, knock out people, the Scion ult true combos into the decimating smash from Scion. So it's kind of a nice combo to do, and then you layer the equalizer on top of it. Since that's down, Team Infeed Pete has to kind of give up the dragon, go for a hopeful electrical harpoon steal.
Yeah, not a whole lot of engage aside from that Scion on the side of Infeed Pete means that they really can't make any plays around that dragon.
Weenie opting to split push top lane with his teleport advantage that he has.
Oh,
So-
he didn't go for the Rod of Aegis. He actually went for the Hex.
Oh, he has the
GLP.
water hose.
The GLP. Oh,
Oh, Binding landed.
it's a nice active and it spikes you a little bit earlier than the Rod of Aegis.
I think it's also, it has a nicer build path because you're able to build amplifying films in lane into
Yeah,
the revolver.
revolver.
But it will mean that his later in the game won't be as strong, but the icicles that it
When
provides,
Arrow lands onto Winnington and they say, that's the tank, we don't want
and
him.
the teleport coming down from Weenie.
Beniona does not quite hit as his teleport. Dr. Maldi flashes for the Death Sense. He's actually going to pull himself in. He plays Easy Swoons back onto the Equalizer. They don't have the damage. They will finally pick him up, but not alone. Hallow will trade his life. Here comes the jump forward from Infeed Pete, and Hitachi gets focused down. Triple kill for Infeed Pete. It's a 3-4-1 in favor of Infeed Pete in the lose game.
NPP really, really good engage there because they did have the teleport advantage from Weenie. He pulls Beniona to the top side of the map, and when Beniona's Mega was available, he did not have teleport. As soon as the teleport is available, he's mini. So you end up basically giving a 4v5 towards NPP in the lose game, and they end up transferring that into a really, really nice engage with the equalizer to catch out and do a really nice comeback. It's only a 2k gold lead that Zero has anymore. And remember, the longer the game goes, that 2k gold lead is a lot less significant than it is at the start of the game, because 2k gold when you have 30k gold is only like less than 10% of your
Yeah.
gold, whereas when you're sitting around 12,000 gold, that's over 15%.
Yep. Good math. But I really like that play from Dr. Wildy. He landed the Death Sense onto a black shielded target, but then he followed it
and
anyway.
waited?
And he followed it anyway, and then he flayed 2 of them back because the black shield was broken by equalizer damage.
That's really smart. Really nice play from Dr. Wildy to kind of be like, wait for it, and then he Spider-Man's in.
Alright, there's the Rift Herald. It's going to be popped into the mid lane. Sky Zero do have priority onto this mid lane tower. Again, no wave clear on the side of Infeed Pete and the Lose Gang, and there goes the tower. Probably Hitachi will get that last auto attack down. It's 3 towers to 2 now in favor of Sky Zero.
Scion and Nard both coming in from the left.
Over here,
does have
King Costera.
Mega.
Good Dr. Mother lands the Death Ends. He plays back the Unreal Obama. Beniona. Good Dark Binding from Baby Poo-Poo. Unstoppable Onslaught will zone away a few members of Sky Zero, but it will be Dr. Wildy, the first kill of the fight, followed by the Unreal Obama. Infeed Pete. Rocket jumps away. Unreal Obama, Easy Swoons actually picks up Weenie with the Unleashed Power, and it will be a 2-for-1 in favor of Sky Zero.
Really a chaotic fight right there after the usage of the Rift Herald to take down the tower. Both top laners just walking down in order to join the fight.
Winnington might have overstayed his welcome a little bit here. Got a little greedy for that minion wave, and he has no Unstoppable Onslaught, means Beniona can just auto him to death. Not gonna quite die to that tower shot, will he? He dies to minions. That's unlucky.
Trading 1 for 1. Not good to trade 1 for 1 when you're ahead, because any gold that you give to an enemy
You're
team,
reducing
we both
the
go up
percentage.
300.
You're reducing the percentage gold lead.
This one's once again picking up blue buffs and just taking them all the way into the river. Really hard to steal a blue buff from a Signer when she gets to just put it in her pocket and take it with her somewhere else.
Alright, but Infeed Pete got some alone time with that mid lane tower. It looks like he's not quite gonna get it thanks to Easy Swoons coming in. He actually only took it to about half. I guess it was at full before he got there.
Yeah, Syndra having that really strong lane pressure, really hard for Cassidy to get damage at any point in time. So even though Tristana, really good at taking towers, it's not enough to just do it usually off of just one small wave that you have. So that moment of breathing, we see
The arrow going
The arrow go
straight down
down.
the mid lane. It actually landed onto Winnington, but not a whole lot you can do off
Defend
of
the
that
tower with the arrow, though. So it's important to note the Essence Reaper build that I mentioned earlier does offer for lower cooldown on it. And a really nice combo you can do is Santa Crystal Arrow into the Glacial Prison from Sejuani, and so you have like 2 really long stuns to just follow it up into a Dark Binding. So you're stuck with that episode where Hala had earlier. It's like, geez, I really wish I could move right now.
I think the Unreal Bumma opted for his stacking his Eve during the Enchanted Crystal Arrow stun and then going for the Glacial Prison. Because I don't think you can stack your E while after you use Glacial Prison on a target.
I think that it locks you out for a bit.
Ooh, Winnington actually gets sent up by the Scout of the Week. It's not going to be enough damage. They don't chain the CC.
So, do you know how the interaction works between Hurricane and Guinsoo's? In that if you auto attack once, it might stack all 3 and then you get 6?
Oh.
Or is it just you have to get 6, kind of like Kennen does now?
I don't know. I think,
Caitlyn.
let's see. Basic attacks. So, it's not an on-hit effect that gives you the stack, so I think you have to stack it one at a time.
Kind of like.
Yeah, you will get the magic, like,
Yeah,
after it's
once
stacked,
it's
you'll
on,
get the
you'll
magic
get
damage.
the magic damage. Okay, so it's really important that, I guess, it ramps up slower, but it does hit really hard once it's ready.
Winnington is just starting to get really bullied by Beniona. Death Sentence breaks the Banshee's Veil from easy swoons.
So it's important to note the only initiation that Infeed and Lose Gave have this game is either an equalizer to initiates, which is lackluster due to the potential combos it has with the Scion, Scion ult, or is a good Thresh hook.
Yeah.
So the Banshees takes out the Thresh hook possibility. The Morgue is really good against the equalizer because you can just magic shield someone who does get slow fielded, and then it's gonna be fine. And then the Scion is locked up against the Gnar. So it's kind of looking for that moment of breathing, as you were saying earlier, to really take advantage of the map. So as long as Sky Zero keeps up a high pressure game, it's going to be really hard for Infeed in the lose game to turn anything. Usually you'd expect it to be a Scion ult, like for example on a Baron when they are on the right side of the map, or if they're going to keep overextending for towers.
Yeah. The third dragon in favor of Sky Zero, completely uncontested. It's still only a very slight gold lead. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, lands onto Winnington, and actually they want to go for this pick onto the tank, but the Dark Passage gets him out to safety. Doesn't even have to use that Unstoppable Onslaught. And now Weenie actually getting chased away by Beniona.
The water hose coming in clutch.
Yeah.
What is it, GLP 9000?
Hextech GLP is like, I thought it was like a 6 or something. Oh, it's
800. Oh, okay.
Alright, so we're both wrong there.
The 800 coming with the slow into the slow again.
Yeah, it gives you a, like, when it's first built, it's actually a lot of damage.
Stronger, I think, than Rod. But yeah, we are going into the 25 minutes where you'd rather have the Rod of Ages if you're just stat checking against someone, just to it's greater burst, more AP, more health.
I think, like, stat-wise, a GLP is equivalent to a Rod of Aegis that's got 6 stacks. But then you also have to account for the active, which gives you an extra slow, a little bit of extra damage.
I know Aurelian Soul likes to.
Yeah.
That's the only one. We're seeing both teams are fighting for a lot of vision control around Baron because, again, Rumble punishes teams on Baron through that Rumble Cassinus, the combo that we saw GA pull out earlier today, where you have a lot of damage coming in on a Baron fight because it's just a free shred. And then you're seeing the Scion, because right now the outer turrets aren't as important for a team Infantry in the losing because it's just an outer turret compared to having control on the Baron. On the off chance that if you send too many members towards Beniona, they can just start up the Baron fight and engage with the full
Oh, Unstoppable Onslaught. Use the Unreal Bomb, absorbs it with that Black Shield. The Equalizer goes down. It's burning away a little bit. Enchanted Crystal lands onto Weenie. And here's the teleport from Beniona. He's got the Frozen Mallet. And Winnington gonna use that Decimating Smash. They're looking for Dr. Weldy off on the backside. He's gonna jump forward. Beniona looking for something. He gets the Death Sentence, and actually he's burning a lot of damage. He's about to go Mega. He flashes. That's a good Gnar ultimate. He gets busted out by Infeed Pete, who uses the QSS Easy Swings, looking for some damage. He's burning away by the Flame Spitter. There's the Death Sentence onto Beniona once again. They don't have the damage, and nobody goes down.
Nobody dies in that really, really big team fight. Really good disengage there from Infeed Pete, buffering the Tristana ult on top of the Flash Gnar ult from Beniona. So, and then really good plays, really good.
Oh, but Dr. Wildey gets caught by a dark binding over the side. Easy Swoons picks up the killing spree. Black Shield will keep the Unreal Obama safe, or will it? That Baron is very angry. Winnington is gonna pop himself back up after he dies, and it's 2 quick kills for Sky Zero after such a good disengage.
Really good disengage from NVP and the Luz gang. Again, really nice buster shot from NVP, and then
The arrow goes wide.
It flies wide. Hachi, go for 2 on those long arrows. I think.
But NVP did pick up that tower in the mid lane with that explosive shot.
NVP coming up really big when it comes to pressuring towers when the rest of the team is either when Sky Zero kind of has that downtime where they're either fighting someone else on the other side of the map, setting up vision, and NVP always on towers, making sure that he's able to get his explosive charge used up, and I guess stacking up his wings so that in the case that they do fight, he is very potent. Good point from Silverhammer that all the arrows that Katachi has landed were on a tank. Bigger targets.
Yeah.
It's harder to miss. And then if you are focusing down that tank, it's really nice that Dr. Wild is always there with
Dark Passage.
to just get him out. Because he's not gonna die like that 5-second CC lockdown timer. Doesn't really matter if it takes like 6 seconds for you to die.
Yeah. As long as you can survive 1 second longer than the CC, then you can make it out.
Yeah. So as far as itemization is concerned, we see the Black Cleaver, the Frozen Mallet, built pretty often on Gnar, opting for, again, what I was talking about earlier in the cast, where you get the Stone Plate. Sejuani opting for a Stone Plate early, going for the Thornmail, Bramble Vest component.
Oh, Unstoppable Onslaught's being used. Winnington's a little bit by himself for now, but here's the Equalizer. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but Winnington's still alive. Death Sentence rather, doesn't catch anyone. Easy Swoon picks up Winnington, he goes on a rampage. He actually unleashed power used onto Hallow as well. That will be a double kill. Unreal Obama doesn't die quite yet. Dark Binding, Death Sentence rather, lands, and he gets a shutdown as he plays him back in. And now Dr. Wildey will get focused down. It's the ace for 1 in favor of Sky Zero.
It's hard to blame Winnington for wanting to go on that because Gnar was in the bot lane, did not have TP, and that looked like a really good fight. And as we did see, Winnington lasts a really long time, and even if he died, he still has a passive. That was a 4v5 for most of that fight. Gnar just barely managing to run in at the back end of that. Gnar ulting the Baron. He ran in his mini, not having to do anything too much for that team fight. But that was a 4v5 from Sky Zero, who dropped dangerously low on the health bar. Sejuani dropping to like 200 HP there. Really good QSS usage there from NVP. I think he got snagged by a Morgana snare. Not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Unfortunately, Easy Swoons is just doing so much damage right now on Syndra. I think he like almost basically 100'd Hallow with Unleashed Power after stacking up all those Dark Spears on Winnington.
Yeah, so the downside to another part of Rumble Jungle is that builds for jungling aren't as efficient if you're just going to go full damage because you're forced to go a jungle item.
Yeah.
So you can't.
You're not slot efficient.
Yeah, you're not slot efficient. You're not able to get that Banshee spell so soon, which he does look to be building, or a Zanya's so soon because you have to build your jungle item. So, whereas normally you'd be saying, oh, well, we'll just build a Zanya so you don't get one-shot by their first mage. Well, it's not that easy. Or build a Banshee's Veil so you don't get, caught out by the arrows. Oh, well, it's not that easy. I have to build, my magic pin item. I have to build my jungle item. So, it's one of those things where it takes more gold to get the same impact out of the Rumble.
And Winnington, in spite of that bonus HP you get a lot more of with your Soul Furnace, he's pretty behind comparatively to the entirety of Sky Zero right now. He only has 2 and a half tank items basically.
Yeah. Really cool interaction though, since his W is based on how much health he has. Gargoyle Stoneplate gives you a really fat Scion shield that I think he's building up next. And then as far as the magic damage is concerned, if he does ever get Cinder ulted, that gets blocked by the Adaptive Helm. So it's a pretty efficient build coming out from Winnington. Team Sky Zero does use the Baron to...
Oh, Chain Crosser is going to land onto Winnington once again into the Glacial Fissure. They're trying to focus him down. He's got a lot of shields. The Courage of the Class is going to come in, and he's not going to die! He makes it out. Beniona looking for the flank on the other side.
His mini.
Easy Swoon's actually expended his ultimate and a lot of his health bar trying to kill Winnington.
Yeah, that was.
And he's coming back now with a vengeance. Unstoppable Onslaught is being used. They're chasing down the Unreal Obama, and Easy Swoons is gonna land. Is not quite. The black shield's gonna come out, and now Winnington is a little bit in trouble. He's gonna take the Dark Passage out.
Yeah, we saw there the combo, which was the arrow into the Sejuani, into the Dark Bind. He didn't die. He has such an efficient build, and he's so tanky on that Scion too.
He's gonna land on the Beniona. He'll take a little bit of damage for that one. Next using hit tower is going pretty low. Beniona pops his Mega.
Yeah, only 15 seconds to make the play now.
Oh, good unleash or scatter the weak rather. Stuns up Winnington.
Now we are ready for a Wild West 5v5 chaotic as soon as this minion wave crashes.
Yep, here we go. Baroned up minion wave is
Mega
gonna come
Knight.
out. Death sentence doesn't quite land onto anybody. They're just trying to poke him down with the volleys and Easy Swoon's damage. There's another scatter the weak. The tower goes down and Cannon goes
Actually,
through. Lands on
QSS.
MVP. He uses the QSS equalizer, burning away onto just Unreal Obama. Winnington will finally get focused down as Baby Fufu on a killing spree. Beniona hops himself in. He gets a good Gnar! That's 4 members! Double kill over to the support. Baby Fufu, Easy Swoons picks up the 3rd. And now there's a slow. Dr. Wildly will go down to the Dark Binding. Hitachi picks up that one. The inhib is gonna fall. Sky Zero get 4 for 1. And now they're looking with those Nexus
30
towers in
second
their
death
eyes.
timers. I think this is it, unless Winnie can pull out a big water hose play. It's on cooldown.
Yeah, but Katachi's just actually gonna
Run
auto
him down
it
into
down.
his base.
Not gonna be enough as the Nexus towers fall. It's a very small minion wave, but it hardly matters when you don't have any members alive. They're looking for Weenie, and will they get him? Yes, they will. Katachi and Easy Swoons pick up one more before they end the game and take their first victory in Season 4.
Yeah, that'll do it tonight for the Diamond Capped games.
Yeah. So, let's see. Let's pop us back over. So that'll be all of the games tonight for Diamond Cat. We'll have some more games for you from another division tomorrow to be determined. As for now, we're gonna wait for just a few minutes so that you guys can vote on your MVP between your MVP for Sky Zero in their victory over Intfeed P and the Lose Gang. Let me make that poll real quick. How do I do that? Oh yeah. Gonna have to. Okay, so MVP between Int versus Sky. Our options are Beniona in the top lane. He's sitting right here, so don't make him sad. He's the jungler. The Unreal Obama, Easy Swoons, Kitachi, and Baby Fufu. Alright, that link should be in your Twitch chat as of right now. And we'll see. Immediately, 2 votes come out, one for Beniona and one for Kitachi. And there's another one for Beniona. Easy Swoons picks up 1. Pull up Twitch chat so we can see real quick. And Beniona looks to be pulling himself ahead. 3 now out of 5
Are we
votes.
horse racing now?
Yeah, we're just watching it.
Beniona in the lead, 3-2.
3-2.
Kitachi
Kitachi's
pitches
got
up a
2.
lead.
Oh, but there's Beniona pulling himself another lead. Easy Swoon still sitting at 1. The Unreal Obama and Baby Fufu a little bit forgotten, but there's 1 vote for the Unreal Obama.
I guess shoutcasting polls isn't as interesting.
Yeah,
as
probably
shoutcasting
not. But
legends.
we're not gonna stick around for too long. I mean, I'm fairly sure that Beniona's probably gonna get that one. You put down a lot of pressure in that top lane. You had several really good Gnar ultimates, not to mention that one in the most recent one.
The bot lane one.
Yeah. Does Leroy take game MVPs into consideration in his articles? I don't
That's a
know.
good point.
You should ask him for that one.
We should be. We screenshotted. We logged all the MVPs for.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't log that one.
Yeah,
I guess
I'll
you
log
exit
it. I'll
voting.
log it
Okay.
after this one.
So
we forgot
keep
to
track
mention
of
it, but the MVP for Pigs Might Float over Waystack Boots was Padova. 12 votes out of the 15 that went
Yeah.
into that poll.
So he was showing very strong both on his laning and through the snaring he was doing on the Twitch, and that 1v4 that he had where he picked up Agent A2 there at the end. That was really funny to watch.
Yeah. All right, but we're probably gonna close that MVP poll for Feed Pete versus Sky Zero. It is gonna go over to Beniona. 7 votes out of the 11 that were cast. So that is going to be it for us tonight. Beniona will be back with us tomorrow. Probably not Tuesday. You
Probably
don't
not
think?
Tuesday.
Yeah,
no.
probably not Tuesday. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.